All right, welcome everybody. So the recording is going to pick up here. Welcome to game one of Civ4 AI Survivors season number 8. We've got a big crowd. We have over 200 people here watching live. If you're watching the YouTube recording, great to have you here as well. So just before we get started, a couple quick things I do want to mention. For this game, we have the big favorite is Kublai Khan. He is picked by about 80% of the picking contest. It was like just below that. I have not picked Kublai Khan to win. I said just a minute ago before the recording would have started, I said I actually don't think his starting position is as good as it looks like because we've seen the AI struggles with these heavy floodplain starts, and I don't think it synergizes that great with his starting tech. So I will either be very wrong or the community is going to be very wrong. So I'm kind of rooting against what everybody else has picked in this game. As I said, I'm not trying to be a hipster. I just genuinely like the start for Churchill a little bit more than actually not a little bit more, quite a bit more than I like to start for Kublai. So one of us is going to be wrong, and it's probably going to be me, but I said I had to go with my gut feeling here, and I guess we'll just see what happens. Okay, because this is the first game of the season, a couple quick things I wanted to mention. First, some thanks are in order while we have a bunch of people here watching. I want to thank some people that have been helping out over the last year, or really in some cases many years with the stream. First, Burninator, who runs a lot of the stuff on the stream chat and does all the stuff with Nightbot. Thanks so much. Burninator never misses a stream ever, and I really appreciate it moderating here. Some of the people who've been working behind the scenes on AI Survivor stuff. So Oops, I Forgot, who did all of the write-ups for all the leader previews. That was a tremendous amount of work and is also going to do a bunch of the write-ups for this season. We also have a new contributor, ABC170, who's going to do the write-up for this game, as I understand it. So thanks for helping out with that. Also, some of the folks who've done the alternate histories, Myth has done some of them, Oops has done some of them, Amika Lola has done some of them. That's a lot of work running the alternate histories, but it gives us a really good feel for how these games maybe should have played out, even if they didn't play out. So kudos to all of you for helping with that. Also, all the people that are on the Sula Discord, if you're just watching this and don't know about it, we do have a Discord, so if you like discussing these games, it's a good place to do that. Although there's actually so many messages, it can be hard to follow. But thanks to those of you on the Discord. We have a fun community, a lot of good stuff getting posted there. Also, of course, the people who've come in from other parts of the Civ community. Realms Beyond, obviously I've been posting at Realms Beyond for the last 20 years, so I know we have some Realms Beyond people here. We have a great Civ Fanatics contingent. I actually didn't even know that there were posts about this on CFC until last year, but the CFC crowd did really well in the picking contest, so thanks to those of you who are here. I know there's a thread for this on Realms Beyond, there's a thread for this on Civ Fanatics. If there's other Civ sites that are publicizing this and I don't know about it, let me know. Those are the main ones I know about right now. But anyway, thanks to all of you for being here, and hope you have fun. This should be a fun season. So with no further ado, let's go ahead and get started and kick off season number 8. All right. So for those of you who maybe are unfamiliar with this, what we always watch at the beginning of the game are kind of two things. Number one, we look to see where is the AI sending its settlers. Slashin. Sorry I missed you, Slashin. I know that you contributed a lot as well. No mention, Sag. Okay, so we always try to watch where the AI is sending their settlers. These games are run on deity. On deity, the AI gets an extra settler. And where they choose to send them is a kind of a big deal. It actually influences a lot. Some of the real serious pickers try to plan out where they think the settlers are going to go. And it's wherever the archers are showing up on the screen here. So that's where they're going, is wherever you're seeing the archers go. So one of the big things that we were trying to look at in this game is who's going to get this territory, because Mao and Kublai are very, very close. And I thought that this might happen. I kind of thought Mao might be the one claiming the territory in between, whereas Kublai is going off towards the desert, which is kind of interesting. Boudica, wait, is she even moving? Oh, no, and Boudica's moving down here. Interesting. So, and then it looks like the northern leaders are all moving north, so that's more space for the southern leaders if they're all moving north here. The other thing is who's going for an early religion. The question is who goes for an early religion, and right now no one is going for an early religion. Boudica is the only one that starts with mysticism. Celts start with mysticism tech. No one else does, and she is not going for it. She's going for archery. Also, Kublai going for archery. Not the tech you probably want Kublai to open with. If you Kublai he's a Mongol leader, so he starts with wheel hunting. So if you are favoring Kublai, you probably wanted him to start with agriculture, so he can farm the floodplains, or animal husbandry, so he can connect the pigs, or mining tech, so he can mine the gold tile. He could also even mine the pigs tile because it's a hill tile. But he's actually opening archery, which is not a great start. But he's also, no one's opening with mysticism, so that really opens up the game for religions in places we might not have expected. So anyway, already a lot of stuff to look at, even here just in the first couple turns here. Kublai going for the Bismarck special. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the weaknesses of the militaristic leaders is when they have those military tech preferences, sometimes they go for archery, which is just the kiss of death as the first tech to research. All right, so nobody's settled yet. Let's see when we get... All right, we have our first couple cities popping up. Let's take a quick look at where they've settled. All right, so who is this? This is Churchill. I would say this is a pretty solid spot for a city. He claimed a pigs. Now, he doesn't have animal husbandry tech yet, but gives him food. Now, there is a lot of tundra, so that's kind of whatever. And he didn't settle towards the center of the map, which is kind of bad. But this is double food resources, and it's on fresh water, so it's not terrible. I think it's okay. Peter's got the seaside one. Double food resource, not bad. Now, he doesn't have animal husbandry. He doesn't have fishing. Russia starts with hunting and mining, so he can't really do anything with this yet, but... is he opening fishing? No, he's opening agricultural, though that's not a bad call either. He should probably go... Should he have opened with fishing? I would have had to sim this start to see if he should go. I guess because he starts with a worker, he should open with agriculture. But he'll definitely research fishing early. All right, and then Boudica, this will probably be a holy city because she does start with mysticism. Double food resources and a horse, so she needs to get to animal husbandry. Of course, she's also on the archery poison pill. So, interesting. All right, this is the biggie here. This right here is big. Look at where Mao is settled. I'll actually go ahead and start taking screenshots for the future written report. He has taken the river valley in between these two. Now, this is what I thought might happen. I didn't know if Mao was going to settle here or if Kublai was going to settle here, but I thought one of the two would settle here, and then the two of them would almost certainly get drawn into conflict. That's why I did not think Kublai was a slam dunk favorite, because I thought he and Mao were very likely to get drawn into combat on here. There's almost no way they can avoid fighting because Kublai's borders are going to pop on turn 25. He's a creative leader. Mao is going to get some kind of culture in here, and then their borders are going to have very, very strong tension between the two sides. So this is extremely likely to draw the two of them into conflict. Also, a very strong city site here. Floodplains tiles, Plains Cow, the infamous Plains Cow. This is kind of a meme in our community, is the Plains Cow is like the best resource. Very strong for production, and then the gold tile. So this is a good start. This is very powerful here. So, like I said, this is just why I didn't think Kublai was such a slam dunk on this map, is I really thought he... Now, if Kublai had settled here, which I wasn't sure if Kublai had gotten this spot, then yes, he probably runs over Mao. But anyway, it's a big deal. Who gets this spot? Really, really important. We'll see if they get into fighting with one another or not. Okay. And Hammurabi also the second city as well. This is a solid spot. Floodplains, grassland pigs. Definitely not bad. It's not amazing or anything, but definitely not bad. Pretty solid overall. And he's going for hunt. Okay, he needs to get to animal husbandry for this start. Hunting, very smart to open with because he's got the ivory. He may not be as dead on this map as we first thought. I actually think his start is pretty solid with him opening hunting here. He doesn't have a ton of production, but he's going to be able to improve both corns immediately, and then he'll have these, which will... this is a decent tile for production in the early game. It's when you build the camp, it's 1 food, 3 production, 2 gold. Not bad. Not a bad tile. And he'll get the +1 happiness as well. So he might not be quite as dead as people think overall. All right, and then we still need to see where Kublai's going to settle. I'm assuming it's going to be on this hill tile. No. Oh, he went another tile east. Okay. Well, it's a double food resource spot, so it's not bad in that regard. And he does get the copper in the 3rd ring. This may actually delay how long he gets the copper, though, because... It's not in the 2nd ring, it's in the 3rd ring. So that means it takes 50 turns for the borders to expand out to there. Yeah, I mean, it's a good city. It's not bad. Low commerce, though. There's no rivers here. There's nothing that gives commerce here. But that shouldn't be an issue because he's in a floodplains valley. So that shouldn't be a problem. Does he have the early trade route? No, he has to build a road over there to get the early trade route. So overall, not bad. Not bad. Look at this. See, this is part of the reason why I like Churchill is he's a civ that starts with mining. And he has a gold tile one away from his capital. So, yeah, his research is going to be really good in the early game. Now, of course, Kublai also has a gold tile. So he just needs to research mining. But, I mean, Churchill has this connected on turn 7. That's pretty nice. All right, that's the initial excitement. Now we can do a few next turns. We saw where everybody's city was. Now we want to see what everybody's researching. And we really want to see who's going to go for that early religion, because nobody's gone for it yet. Boudica and Kublai are almost done with their archery poison pill. Hammer, of course, now also on the archery poison pill, but at least he can connect stuff with his workers. Whereas Boudica, Boudica really should have gone for Agriculture. She really needs agriculture for this start. She is hunting mysticism. I bet she goes for a religion, though, and continues to sit around with no improved tile. Let's see what she goes next. Churchill's on animal husbandry. Mao is on animal. Okay, Mao did need animal husbandry. Mao also, I was going to say he needs mining tech, but he doesn't. He's China. He starts with mining tech, so he needs to get this improved. And he actually is bringing the worker over. Interesting. All right, what's Kublai going to research next? Animal husbandry. Okay, that's a 13. Oh. So here's the problem, though, with the animal husbandry research. He will be able to connect the pigs. He will be able to connect the cows, which are good tiles. The problem, though, is no agriculture, so he can't do anything with the floodplains. Like, he will not be able to improve any of these, and no mining, so he won't be able to do anything with the gold. So we could be looking at a situation where he doesn't get the gold tile connected and has no improvement on the floodplains tiles for 30 turns or so. He is going to road his city. That's true. He is going to road the city for +2 commerce. That's absolutely true. Again, I'm not saying this is a bad start. I'm just saying it's not as good as I think a lot of people thought it might be. It's not as explosive as we maybe thought. Also, Boudica is indeed doing the start that we thought she might, which is no agriculture to improve this tile. She's gone archery, polytheism. Again, kiss of death. But this does mean someone's going to get a religion who maybe we didn't expect. And it might be one of the people of the gold tiles, because Mao's going to have this gold connected shortly too. Like, he's already mining it, right? So he's going to be working that tile for sure. So that's going to help his research a lot. And Churchill has the gold tile connected too. So don't be shocked if one of these two actually gets the next religion, just because it really does power their research a lot. So that's early animal husbandry. So he's going to have the horses revealed too. Interesting. Monument in the Holy City. Yeah. So this will definitely be a holy city. Now, that's not good for Mao that this is going to be a holy city down here. Also, Peter, after going ag, has gone fishing. So that's a pretty smart tech path for fish. Pretty smart tech path for fishing. Pretty smart tech path for Peter overall. So definitely some useful starts here. As we said, Hammurabi also went for the archery poison pill. Now, who's actually getting settlers done? Because this is a surprisingly early settler coming out of Hammurabi. He is not imperialistic. He's just got, he's got the double improved corn. That's pretty useful. How close is anyone else to getting a settler done? So Kublai is building it in his second city. Mao also is going to have an early one. And then, Churchill's also stupidly building it in the second. Building it in the second city is just kind of dumb overall. Yeah, it's actually kind of unusual. Most of the time in our games, the AI builds the settler in their second city. Also, wow, early bronze working from Mao. Holy cow. Did not think he would go for the early bronze working, but he's gonna see this copper as soon as the bronze working's done. I wouldn't be shocked if he goes and grabs that. Interesting. He could have. There is a world in which he goes and settles this copper, and Kublai does not have metals. That there is a world where that happens. So I'm not saying that that's likely. I'm just saying it is a possibility that he could have very, very early copper connected here. Anyway, so that road connection is almost done. So now Kublai, he's going to get 2 commerce from the early road connection. That's not bad. So that did drop his animal husbandry time. All right, Hammurabi going mysticism. So that means he is likely to found the second religion up here. I suspect he's going to go straight onto polytheism or meditation after that. So interesting. Yeah, it's for even though this is just an early start to the game, there's a lot of storylines already developing here. Kublai does want horses for his unique unit. Now, he does have horses, so he'll have horses. It's interesting that this city actually claims copper and horses, but it's going to take 50 turns for the borders to expand. So he will have both of those. All right, we're about to get our first settlers out on the map there. So, all right, Hammurabi's got the first settlers, so we'll keep an eye on this one. I'll put it back on the domestic. So again, wherever the archer is, that's where... Oh, you know what I did? He has archers. These should have been bowmen. Right? Yeah. Oh, well. Do I fix that right now? I guess I can fix that right now. That was a mistake on my part. He should have his unique unit bowmen. So let's get him his bowmen, shall we? All right. That was a whoopsie. Nobody posted about that. I guess we all don't care that much about Hammurabi. All right. Just easy enough to fix this, though. There we go. All right, whatever. Justice for the bowmen. Yeah. Rigged, right? It's not going to make much of a difference. I don't think that it makes much of a difference, but yeah. People like, I just assumed you had it handled. Yeah, that's fair. That was my bad. All right, and then I think, did Mal just finish the settler too? Yep, he just finished one too. Okay. So we're going to keep an eye on where these 2 units are going. And who else is a settler? There's a couple other, most of their AIs are like halfway done on their settlers. Yeah, the others are like halfway done, but these 2 actually are done. Okay. Where's Mal going with this? He's going north. That's probably the direction he should be going. And as expected, okay, there's our religion. Taoism picked. We have choose religions on. The Celts do not go towards any particular religion, so she just chose one randomly. I believe that Hammurabi also picks randomly, because there's no particular religion associated with Babylon, or at least none that's in Civ 4. All right, here's his settler down here. Is this just going to settle right there on the hill tile? All right, well, 2 food resources. I wouldn't say this is a very good city. And Mal is already finished. Wow, Mal's already done bronze working. Wow. And like I said, there is a possibility that he grabs this copper tile. Is a possibility of that. But I'm not sure if that's what he's actually going for. We'll just continue to keep an eye on this settler. All right, here it goes. Right here. Let's see. All right, well, he actually does have copper in the second ring. Of course, he can't expand borders yet. And there's the second religion of the game popping up. Islam. Can we show the Diplo screen? Sure. If you want a quick look at the Diplo screen. So quick overview here. Lots of zeros on here, but this is where the effects of peace weight come in. So Churchill is a 0 with Kublai Khan, but that is annoyed at 0. Whereas Mao has a 0 with Kublai Khan, and he's pleased with him. Do we have any worst enemies? Okay, Churchill's the worst enemy of Kublai Khan and Boudica. Although I suspect that as soon as Hammurabi flips into his religion, that he will become the worst enemy of Boudica. So that's noteworthy. All right, so we have our second religion founded. So the borders are going to pop out of here. And then we know the borders are going to pop down here as well. All right, Kublai has finished animal husbandry, so he'll be able to connect his resources now. He did get the third ring border expansion. Interesting. So he takes over this tile and this tile. And now you're going to see the border tension already. They already have 2 tiles of border tension right now. And he's about to finish his settler as well. And there's a couple other settlers that are just popping. I think that Churchill just finished his settler, right? Yeah, Churchill just finished his settler. So I'll have to keep an eye on where this one's going. And yeah, turn 25 capital overview. Good suggestion. All right, so if you want a quick look at where everybody's going. All right, now Kublai is going for ag. He still does not have mining, by the way, or pottery. So he just has a ton of unimproved floodplains tiles. I wouldn't say that's a great start. Mao's looks a little bit better. He's largely used his farming, but he also did get animal husbandry. Over here, Boudica. Okay, Boudica is in rough shape. I'm sorry for anyone who picked Boudica. She has no improved tiles at all. Like, just nothing improved. And now she's belatedly going for agriculture, but her start is not a good one. Ouch. I mean, like, look at the difference between this. Like, you have... The city's growing at 6 food per turn and 6... So that's 12 food hammers per turn. She's at 5. Yikes. That's rough. That's rough, buddy. Peter has connected his seafood, and for some reason he's... Oh, I guess he's getting the workboat out. Okay. I guess that's all right. He does have more improved tiles. He's just not working them for whatever reason. I guess he's trying to get a workboat out for the fish, which is not terrible, but he should be working his better tiles. All right, Babylon going on to another settler. Okay. It's a lot of settlers early from Hammurabi. You know, for all that we thought he was a dead man walking, he's played a pretty strong early game. He's at 14 food hammers right now. 6-turn settler. I guess 7 turns because he started at the previous turn. Not bad. And then, yeah, London looks pretty solid. Well, London has 2 improved tiles. Really needs to get to wheel to pottery to be able to cottage some of these, but not too shabby. If you're curious about the very, very early research rate, let's see, Kublai 11, Mal 17. Wow, Boudica 6. Ugh, I should have picked Boudica first to die. Churchill 18. Hammurabi 12 and Peter 9. Boudica is struggling. Yeah, Hammer's off to a good start. Very, very early on in the game, though. Very early. Oh, we have our first Barb City, too, over here. That's kind of be annoying for Kublai, and Churchill are probably the ones most affected by that. All right, anyway, we got some settlers out. Let's keep an eye on them. There's one moving right here. I'm not quite sure where this one's going. And I think Peter just finished one, too. Yeah, Peter just finished one, and Boudica just finished one, so... We'll keep an eye, and then Kublai also. I'm most curious, I think, where Kublai sends this one. Is he going to go? Where is he going? Over here. Early, interesting Stonehenge. Okay, huh? So we had our first two religions. The monotheism religion's also still out there as well. Is Churchill going to settle right there? Okay, I wouldn't say this is a particularly good city spot. He settled on the horses. Okay, now I don't think he has animal husbandry yet, so I don't think he knew that there was a horse tile here. Does he have animal husbandry, or does he? No, he does have animal husbandry. Okay, so he did know there was horses here. Okay, as I said, not a particularly great spot for Churchill, but he did get a third city down. I mean, I guess it's not terrible, but it's a pretty weak spot for a city. Pretty weak spot for a city. But I guess he gets a connection. I don't know. He definitely needs the wheel tech that he's researching now. All right, let's go to the other settlers. It definitely could have been a lot better. So Peter's moving over here. Boudica is moving north. Yeah, moving north. Does Mal have culture? I don't believe Mal has anything that gives culture yet. Maybe he could actually see this city flip. If Stonehenge finishes... and he doesn't get culture in here, he actually could see Shanghai culture flip, which would be a humongous win for Kublai and a very odd way of having that happen. Yeah, Mao doesn't have any culture yet. He needs to pick up mysticism at some point. We'll see what he goes for after archery. Mao needs a monument fast. He sure does. Yeah, Hammer has about to have his fourth city. All right, so Kublai founded his city over here. I can't say that's where I expected him to go with his initial cities. Straight east like this. He's definitely not claiming contested land, but creative trait will pop borders. There's a sheep tile here. I guess he can marble as well for wonder building, I guess. I wouldn't say this was the best spot, but it is something. I mean, he's going to connect the cows even though no city can work it, which is kind of funny. Yeah, Mal definitely needs to get something that puts culture. I wonder if he'll recognize that he needs to do that because he's getting culturally pressed here. Yeah, better than Churchill. I agree, it's better than Churchill's city. Okay, so now we still have Boudica. I suspect she's about to found a city over here. All right. I mean, it has a grassland cow. Actually, not bad. Just needs to pop borders, which is going to happen here. So not too shabby. And then Peter got his city. All right, this is a much shabbier city. Much weaker city. Unfortunately, the copper is at the diagonal, so that's not what you want either. I mean, I guess he has ivory, I guess, but this is a pretty terrible city. Pretty low quality city there overall. And then Hammurabi's going to be the next. He just finished a settler as well, so Hammer's going to be on city number 4 here. Definitely going to be the fastest to that. And then I guess there's a city under... Boy, this city's pretty sad. Not the nicest city over there. No real poverty point just yet. No the real poverty point yet. And yeah, so Kublai could have opted to build another... and Mao's going for ironworking. Interesting. Wow, he's really going the military tech route. Interesting. Well, he has iron at his capital as well. But he really needs to expand borders. If he doesn't get some kind of culture soonish, he's going to be in a lot of trouble here. Because he legitimately could see this city culture flip away. Like, that's not a joke. And that would be a huge, humongous victory for Kublai if that happened. So, Boudica. Well, at least Boudica is going for the wheel. She really needs that for economy purposes. I still think she's in a lot of trouble, though. Anyway, so yeah, we had another settler out here from... Oh, here it goes, right over here, from Hammurabi. Okay. Looks like he's going to take some of the contested land with Churchill. Down here. And it looks like that Stonehenge is almost done. Wait, is that a settler coming out of Shanghai? The culturally crushed city? That is not going to be a fast settler. Not going to be a fast settler over there. All right, Kublai finally on mining. Finally on mining. Huh, where's this guy walking? Even further south? even further. Oh, is he going for the? He's going for the gems banana spot. He's got another settler in production too. All right. Well, there's the Stonehenge finishing. So the clock is ticking now for Mao because this borders are going to expand in only 27 more turns. Now, did Kublai really need Stonehenge? No, not really. I mean, he already has creative culture, so he definitely didn't need that. And it did slow down his expansion. Like, definitely not that, so because he's only on 3 cities, so he's a little behind the 8 ball there, but it will produce a profit for him, which could be really useful. And he's finally going to get the gold tile connected, which is going to be quite nice. And his culture is certainly he's certainly claiming a lot of territory with his culture. So this city with the free monument is going to be pop borders in just 10 more turns. Like, he has a lot of territory under his control. He just doesn't have much population yet. Turn 50 gold. Yeah, turn 50 gold tile. A little slower than I think a lot of people were hoping. Now, do we have any more Barb cities? Just the one so far. Just the one. And we did finally see where Hammurabi put his city down. So, yeah, he did go for the banana gem spot that I think... Well, I guess it was... I think most people probably thought Churchill would get this between the two of them. But nope. And he's got another settler. I have to say Hammurabi's playing the best early game thus far. I know Kublai Khan's got a lot of score, but most of that's just because he's got creative culture that kind of increases his score a little bit. I would like Mao more if he would actually get if he would actually research mysticism and get some kind of culture going in his territory. Anyway. Alright, so we're just keeping an eye on this. Does anyone else have a settler out on the map right now? Is that one there? There's one from Churchill that just finished. This is that. Oh, there's a settler, and there's a settler from Peter on the map as well. Is that it? Are there any others? That's a worker. That's a worker there. Okay, so I think this Peter settler is the only one that's out on the map right now. Churchill's still dodging pottery. Yeah. He's on sailing tack. Okay, buddy. Slow down there, bud. Want to start the Great Lighthouse, I guess. Hammer and Kublai hating each other yet? Well, if you're curious about the Diplo, Hammurabi is the worst enemy of Boudica and Peter. Kublai is the worst enemy of Churchill, which is interesting. Mao is still pleased towards Kublai. Where's Kublai? They're still pleased with each other for the moment. Their border tension has not dropped them down to cautious. Now, to be fair, they can both declare war at pleased, for what that's worth. And Kublai now going back onto expansion, which he definitely needs to. Mao's almost done with ironworking. So he will have iron. I mean, he'll be able to connect iron as soon as that's done. So he will be able to build metal. He'll be the first one who can build metal units on this map. And that's when the AI tends to start getting aggressive, when they have metal units connected. All right, so Peter is apparently going for this spot. Kublai going for masonry. Yeah, oh man, he went for masonry over pottery. Ouch, that's painful. That's painful. Now I understand why he did that, because he has a marble tile. He wants to connect marble, but that is painful to still not have pottery. All right, so Peter goes for another water spot. I mean, you know, decent spot. Not great. Nothing. No one's gonna sing songs about this city, but it's fine. It does put him a little bit closer to Boudica. And Boudica, if there's only one thing she's done, is she has expanded borders by building monuments. Like, this city already has a monument, so this is going to pop borders. So, map's starting to fill up a little bit. Is Kublai Khan beelining monotheism? I doubt it. I suspect he's just trying to connect. Yeah, he is not. Although it is I wouldn't be shocked if he does go for monotheism down the road. Of course, the Holy City would pop up over here. He's also building a lot of archers. All right, so we do have some other settlers out on the map. Mao has one down here. And then I believe Boudica has one that just finished too. She has double settlers in production. Okay. Mao also has double settlers or just is about to finish. Okay, we had a Churchill City finish. He just planted this one here. I knew he had a settler. This is pretty good. It's on the river. It's got the rice tile. Now, that might draw him into conflict with Hammurabi, though, because they were very close to one another. Hammer now going for bronze working. Does he have copper? No. No, he does not have copper. Okay. And Churchill's on iron working. Now, does he have iron? He does once he expands borders, but he does not have border expansion. He does have the horses connected, so he can build chariots. So we'll see if anyone goes after the Barb City. So that the AI, I believe, does not declare war if they just have chariots. I think they need to have metal connected if they are going to go to war. Anyway, Mao is now belatedly going for pottery. We'll see if he ever goes for something with culture in it. This city is only 20 turns away from popping borders, and then we'll be putting pressure on Shanghai's center tile. But that iron is getting connected over there. And we had the Boudica city. Where is she sending her settler? Or did she just have one? Or is she just finishing one now? I thought she had a settler out on the map. Nope, I guess she has 2 that are about to pop. And crash her economy even further. Had he declared war with only war chariots in Season 2? Is that right? Maybe I'm wrong about that. I thought that they needed to have metals connected. Maybe the war chariot's an exception because it's a unique unit and it gets treated a little differently. Yeah, Mao has double settlers out right now. Kind of curious where these are going to go. And then we know Kublai just finished a settler too, right? Oh, Kublai has an archer, a barb archer in here causing... It has double barb... What the... Where did all these barb archers come from? They're in there messing up his stuff. Okay, he has a settler right here. I mean, it's not likely he loses a settler to this, but it's not what you want. All right, that archer that was protecting the settler did move back. I mean, he did just have this pillaged, this grassland cow, so that's not great. He's having some of this getting pillaged by the barbs. It's always kind of annoying for the AI when that happens. So that's going to set him back at least a little bit down here. I guess he's a little bit more exposed to the barbs by virtue of this location in the corner here. Mao is also taking some heat from archers, but he is he's got the protective trait to help juice up his archers. Also, he better kill this barb archer before his iron gets pillaged. Let's see what happens there. Did he let his archers... Is this archer going to pillage his iron? He's getting pillaged up here too. He could have easily killed it with one of these units here, but he chose not to. Okay. He didn't lose the workers. The workers ran to safety, but the archer... Is that going to get the pillage off? No, something killed it. Oh, an axe came out and killed it. Okay. This archer did pillage, though, up here. And then there's an archer on his gold tile, too. It's like, dude, you got, like, 8 archers here. Just kill the stupid thing. Let's see if he does. He has a settler down here that's about to plant, too. I'm just curious how he's going to... Is he going to let that get pillaged? No, he did not let it get pillaged. That at least was smart of him. So he did manage to kill that. All right. So turn 50, one of our traditional check-in dates. I'll go ahead and refresh the map. See where we stand here. Is Mao plotting? I wouldn't expect so this early. No, he's not plotting war yet. It would be unusual to be plotting war this early. But yeah, those barb archers are causing problems for Kublai. They're actually pillaging a fair number of these tiles here. Anyway, so Mao did get a new city down. I mean, again, this city needs to pop borders. It's kind of useless until it pops borders. He's on... Oh, wow. He's also doing the I will ignore religion train. Not the smartest. He really needs to get some culture in his cities. Like, this copper being one tile outside the borders kind of sucks, but 2 happiness resources is not bad. He's going to have a lot of power from having these early units connected. So we'll see if he starts plotting war. Okay, elsewhere, Churchill got another city. This is a pretty, this might not look that great, but this is a nice spot. Copper and fish and on a hill. Nice, that's pretty good. And then did we have anything else? I don't think we had any other cities go down. Kublai built the settler, but I thought the settler, where is his settler? Where is Kublai's settler? Did he, wait, he had a settler, right? I'm not crazy. He had a settler, right? Did he lose his settler to the barbs? I don't see it. I think he lost it to the barbs somehow. Oh my God. It must have been. I don't see it. We would be able to see it in his territory. And he's not building anymore. He's still on 3 cities. What's 3 south of the capital? That's a barb archer. I think he lost his settler to the barbs and he's not building any more of them. He's still stuck on the 3 cities. Uh-oh. Well, again, I wouldn't say it's been a great... I know Kublai's right there in terms of score, but I think he's in a lot of trouble long-term in this game. He really needs to get out and expanding, and he's not doing that. He is researching bronze working. Now, does he have copper? He does have copper. Okay. He's gonna finish bronze working, and he's going to connect his copper. So he's going to be okay. He's not just going to insta-die or something. But I do think he's in some trouble long-term because he really is not expanding very well. I mean, I don't know. He's still got all those floodplains, so he might be fine. But I don't know. The strongest ones on the map right now, I think, are Hammurabi and Churchill. And then it all is going to come down to diplomacy, right? If Kublai and Mao, if they partner up, if they become buddies and they go off and attack together, then they're going to be fine. But if they get drawn into a war, I still think the odds of them fighting are very high. Very, very high. There's so much border tension here. And it's going to get worse if Mao ever gets culture, it's going to get a lot worse. And then Karakorum, we know, is going to expand borders. So, like, if Shanghai expands borders, Karakorum expands borders, these guys are going to be all over each other. Anyway, I should actually take the screenshots and advance the game state instead of just opining here. All right, turn 50. Take our overview screenshot. Let's take a quick look at everybody's research rate. So Kublay's at 12. He's running 20% espionage for some reason. Mao's only at 9. How is he only at 9 even though... Okay, he's running a positive gold flow. He's probably trying to upgrade something. Kind of dumb, but the AI does do that sometimes. All right, Boudica's at 7 and is not running a positive gold flow. Her economy is awful. Churchill, 19. I think he's the tech leader right now. Yeah, Hammurabi, 14, and Peter, 12. Yeah, Churchill's the early tech leader. 19 is not bad. What was Kublai again? 12. Okay. Mao will have to check back in when he's actually researching, actually turned on research. And then Churchill's going to have his metals connected pretty soon, too. So he also will be in... Like, if he wants to go after... I don't know, who's Churchill's worst enemy? Who does he not like? He's only cautious with Hammurabi, so... Churchill, and don't forget, Churchill and Hammurabi could get into a war as well. Look at these borders here. That's also a possibility as well. But, yeah, I mean, it's just going to come down to how the diplomacy shakes out, which we know is somewhat random. All right, let's keep going. Kublai obviously has the most culture. He is... Mao, I think Mao has nothing but the palace, and I think that's the same for Churchill too. I think they have nothing but the palace. Anyway, I was gonna say see if anybody's plotting, but I think most of them honestly can't plot war yet. Mao is not. I think he's the only one we really need to check. Boudica is not plotting war. She has no metals connected. Peter, who is in this game, we've been paying very little attention to Peter because he's been pretty sad thus far. All right, nobody's plotting war just yet. As I said, it's a little bit early for that. All right, Kublai, did you ever get your act? No, he has no settlers and no settlers in production either. What is this guy doing? Anyway, Mao has another settler out. I don't know. Okay, so he's finally starting another settler here. Only 6 turns. All right, Churchill's picked up Hammurabi's religion. This is not surprising considering how close they are, but that will definitely help that. So now they're up to pleased. With one another, right? Yeah, now they're up to pleased, and that should keep them on good terms. I can't remember, do either of these leaders declare war at pleased? Does anyone know? That's actually really a big deal for Hammurabi, because it's bad for if these two fight each other, that's really bad for them. Hammurabi also got another city up here. And yeah, there actually is some good unsettled land up here. Does anyone know if they... I know who the more famous leaders. I actually don't know if Churchill or Hammurabi declare war at pleased. So that's... Hopefully somebody can pop that up in the chat real quick. I know it's in my preview. They do not. Okay, thank you, Philly D. I'm sure others are going to have it in a second. So they do not. Churchill will not. Yeah, Churchill, no. Okay, so that means these two will not fight each other. So that's really good news. The two of them need to work together. They're the two high peace weight leaders. This is the first game of the season. You'll hear us talk a lot about this. Peace weight is all the AI leaders in Civ4 have kind of an internal ranking on a scale of 0 to 10. It does not have anything to do with how peaceful they are, although it somewhat correlates. It's like how good they are on a scale of good versus evil. High peace weight leaders like other high peace weight leaders. Low peace weight leaders like other low peace weight leaders. High, low, don't like each other. These two have high peace weight. I think Churchill's 6 and Hammurabi I think is 8. I'm not 100% sure. So they are predisposed to like one another. Everyone else in this game is low peace weight, so they are predisposed to dislike Churchill and Hammurabi. That is part of the reason why Kublai is such a big favorite in this game, is because he has good diplomacy with a lot of the other leaders. All right, now he's on double settlers. That is what he needs to do. He needs to get out there and expand. That's smart. So that's looking a little bit better. I mean, Mao's building swords right now. Like, is he going to do anything with them, though, is the question. Who does Mao dislike the most? Where is he? He's still pleased with Kublai for the time being. Of course, he can declare war at pleased, but he's not plotting war. Certainly would have a golden opportunity here. He really, really needs to get some culture going in his territory. He still has a settler over here, too. I wouldn't say that Mao has settled particularly high-quality land outside of his capital. But he can chop down jungle. He honestly, since he did the early ironworking, he really should go north and grab the jungle, because once that's chopped down, it's grassland underneath. Anyway, so yeah, Kublai building those extra settlers. He's about to get the border pop here. He's only 10 turns away now from the border pop. Beshbulik has popped its borders, so as we said, the copper's in his territory. Horses are in his territory, so he'll definitely connect those. So he's going to have the strategic resources. He will not be a dud civ with no resources. I know his score is really high, but again, he just has so much land in his territory. I do think that's a little bit deceptive. Yeah, Churchill finally on pottery. Churchill delayed pottery way too long in this game. But Churchill's kind of making a play for the Barb City. He's sending chariots down here. Chariots might be able to kill the archers because they're not on a hill. If they were on a hill, that would just not happen. But who gets this city? That would be a nice plum for Churchill if he could get it. Also, the Die Brigade down here. Anyway. So yeah, we're just keeping an eye on what's going on. Boudica is slowly starting to rescue her economy, at least a little bit. She was able to connect them with roads, and she put this city, Gergovia, down here. I still think she's just going to be one of the weakest leaders on this map for a long time. Anyway, so we're just kind of killing time right now until more of the map gets settled. I mean, look at all these units in here. That's a lot of units. Like, if these units just walked up and attacked Karakorum, they would definitely capture the city. But I don't know what Mal's doing with all the... Like, he's building units, but he's not plotting war, so he's not currently planning on going to war. Anyway, Churchill has metal connected. How about Hammurabi? I don't think he does. I think he needs iron working. And he should be able to get horses connected. He's building a road up here, so he doesn't have that much yet either. Peter has horses connected, but not metals. He's going for bronze working. Does Peter have copper? It's one tile outside his borders. Okay. He has iron, though, so he should be able to get that. Hammer on 6 cities with 2 settlers in production. Yeah, seriously. He has 2 more in production, doesn't he? Now they're in 2 of his weaker cities. He also has cottages already maturing. I don't think there's a single cottage anywhere in Kublay's territory. To be fair, Kublai did just finish a settler, though, right? He was on double settlers. Oh, wait, he has an unprotected settler up here. What the? Why is there a settler with nothing guarding it? All right, he has 2 settlers up here. Let's see where Kublay's settlers are going. All right, he has nothing defending this right now. He has an unprotected... Boy, he's awfully lucky that the other AIs are all over here. Now, Churchill has 3 chariots and 5 warriors. I guess he's going to make an attempt to take this Barb City. Barb City in the south? Where is up? Okay, in the deep south. That's far enough away that it probably doesn't affect anyone for the time being. Let's see if Churchill makes an attack here on Anastasi. Oh, I think he's going to get it. There's 1 archer. Yeah, there's 1 archer left. Unless Boudica can snipe it. Who moves first? Oh, Churchill moves. Wait, does Boudica move? Boudica moves first. I think Boudica's going to snipe this city. Boudica has a real chance to snipe this city after Churchill killed everything except 1 unit. Oh, man, that would be a real loss for Churchill if he doesn't get this, because he certainly should. But it's actually not... Well, you know what? Warrior 2 against... It's actually a bit of a coin flip. I think it's like a 50-50 coin flip here. Let's see. Nope, Boudica got it. Wow. What a stupid result. Just the 1 random warrior that happens to be standing there. This is the randomness of AI Survivor. The 1 random warrior that just happens to be standing there, and then Churchill built like 8 units and doesn't get it because the AI doesn't understand that they should not leave 1 redlined unit alive. Oh boy. Yeah, it might be a poison kill for Boudica to have a city all the way over there that contributes nothing. But it's bad for Churchill because this was going to be, like, this would have given him another city in this area. It would have been a nice avenue of expansion for him. Oh, well. Anyway, Kublai Khan might be going for his own religion right now. Yeah, Kublai's going to found the 3rd religion. So that means he's going to have a different religion from Boudica. And so then the next question will be, well, what religion does Mao pick up is going to be the next big question. Because if he picks up Boudica's religion, I don't know, I guess we'll see. All right. Kublai will get a shrine, though, for his religion, because that's pretty nice. Yeah, Mao's sailing before mysticism. Not great. Landlocked leader going for sailing. Going for early sailing. All right, anyway, Kublai got that spot. And Mao got the Great Wall. Okay, that's something, I suppose. Not one of the more impactful wonders. And Kublai has another settler right here. So he is starting to claim a little bit more of the territory. He's starting to get that. I'm still surprised that with all the... Like we're just curious about the graphs. Let's do a quick check-in on the graphs. So GMP Kublai is starting to establish a bit of a lead with all those floodplains. Boudica's economy remains terrible. Although I guess that, a lot of that's probably culture, to be fair. Creative culture, Stonehenge culture, monuments from Stonehenge. A lot of that's probably culture. Production, nobody can really, there's not much of a difference yet. Boudica, first in food, that's odd. Hammurabi's been first in food most of the time. Kublai was towards the bottom, but has started to pick up. Power, Mao is clearly the power leader by like a lot. So it really is just, does he want to go after anybody? He's still not plotting war, though. So no action there. Boudica, I don't believe, has metals connected. So I don't think she'll go to war yet. She's researching masonry. No, she doesn't have metals. No, she doesn't have metals connected. Doesn't have horses connected yet either, although she's connecting them, I think. Kublai is not plotting war. Churchill is not plotting war. Peter, no. We already looked at Mao. Yeah, Mao's score is really low because he has no culture. So and that actually really does matter because it means he can't work a lot of tiles. He's being denied so many useful tiles. Like, this is a 5 production tile he could be working. And he's not getting the benefit because it's not in his culture. Same thing down here. So he's almost out of room to expand too. So he really should, oh, Copper Hill is 6. Okay. That's right. Like, that's a really good tile he's not getting any benefit from. So Kublai still does not have pottery. I think you're right. I think he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He still needs to get pottery. He's going monotheism before pottery. Uh-oh. Yeah. Kind of a comedy of errors on a lot of sides here. Anyway. I mean, like, Churchill's running around with axes here. He could easily capture these cities if he wanted to, but I don't think he wants to. Anyway, Peter got another city up here on the northern coast, and he snuck in a city here in the jungle. He just looks very weak. And then Hammurabi grabbed the horses here. No one has still grabbed this gold resource, which is pretty valuable. And now he's on the Oracle. Okay, bud. He has culture. He got mysticism so he can pop his borders. I think Hammurabi's playing a really good game thus far. I like his setup. Like, if he could run over Peter, he'd be in fantastic shape. Moai in Peter's capital? Okay. I mean, not bad, but not great either. And we know Peter definitely has pottery because we can see the cottages in his territory. Anyway, and then we had another Kublai city popped up right here. So Kublai, again, is settling his territory somewhat belatedly. So he is getting out and expanding a bit. So he's recovering a bit from I think, a pretty weak early game, but he's hanging in there. Wait, is Hammurabi also going for the third religion? Oh, it's a race between Kublai and Hammurabi. They're both going for it. Kublai's got the initial lead. Yeah, Kublai does have a lot of territory. So Churchill got squeezed a little bit more on territory than I think I was expecting, because he sent all of his initial cities to the north. I wonder if he would be plotting war against someone. He probably should. If you're curious about the diplomacy now, yeah, Churchill does not like Kublai. He doesn't like Boudica. He loves Hammurabi. Malgol, was it taken over by culture? Oh, it was, wasn't it? Yeah. What are the odds of this city flipping? No odds to flip currently. It's 95% Mongolian, but still no odds to flip. I guess there's enough units in there to rule out the flip suppression chance, but wow, that's not great from Mao. If this city would flip to Kublai, it would be gigantic. It would really help him out, and it would cripple Mao. Still not quite sure what Mao's doing. His refusal to research. Oh, now he's researching mysticism. Now it's too late. Now though, he needed to do that much sooner, much sooner. It's too late now. Yeah, his only choice now is to fight his way out of here. And Hammurabi did settle copper. Good call. Yeah, this also will claim gold as well. So that's really squeezing Peter. I think Peter's in a lot of trouble. I think Mao's in a lot of trouble too. I liked Mao's situation, but he's kind of squandered what should have been a good start. If he was gonna build all these units, he needed to use them. Like, he's been tops in power for a long time now. Like, look how much higher his power is than anyone else, but he just has been sitting on these units, not plotting war, not doing anything. And that's not a recipe. Building units and not using them is not a recipe for success, whether there's a Barb City in the north. But I don't think that's going to turn into anything for the immediate future. Okay, so Kublai has definitely survived what I thought was a pretty rough early game. So he's definitely starting to round into form now. Will he get this monotheism religion is a good question. Whoa. Oh my god. Mao. Mao. He's throwing the game so hard. Throwing the game so hard. He just gives the city away. What? Mao. Wow. Oh, that's a huge, huge boost to Kublai Khan. Oh boy. And that removes the border tension from them too, so they're much less likely to fight each other. Oh man. I was like all set up. I'm like, I think these two are going to fight each other. And then Mao's like, I'm just not going to research mysticism. And then I'm going to let my city culture flip away. And then now I don't even need to fight Kublai Khan anymore. Wow. Oh boy. So Kublai misplaced the opening so badly. And then it just goes in his favor anyway. 1,000 IQ Stonehenge build, apparently. Yeah, Kublai Khan back in the game just like that. That's crazy. That's really wild. Also, now the Great Wall doesn't even make sense. The Great Wall doesn't even make sense anymore. It extends into Kublai's territory now. Are they friendly towards each other? No, but he is all the way up to +5 now. Mao is not only, he's not friendly, but he is a pretty high level of pleased. Jeez, wow. That's crazy. That's really wild. I just can't believe that it worked out so well for Kublai. As I said, I really thought he misplayed the early game, but it just worked out beautifully for him. And then Churchill being so slow to settle this region meant that Kublai was able to come up. Like, this territory easily could have gone to England. Like, England should have had this city and then easily could have settled this spot as well. And then, like, Kublai could be stuck on, like, 4 cities, but instead it looks like he's going to get about 8, which means he'll be in great shape. Kublai, it looks like Kublai's going to beat Hammurabi to... That's probably not great for Kublai that he's going to have his own religion that no one else follows. That might not be great for him. Anyway, we'll just check in and see if anybody's plotting war yet. Doesn't look like it. Boudica, I don't think she has metal connected yet. I think she's still in a very weak spot. Yeah, she still doesn't have metal connected yet. She's on a 38-turn bronze working. What? She's on 2. She's 2 beakers per turn. Oh no! The Anastasi poison pill has killed her economy. Boudica. Oh no, 2 gold per turn, 2 beakers per turn. Oh boy, that's not good. This is costing her 7 gold per turn in maintenance. Oh my god. Oh, this was like bad for everyone. It was bad for Churchill because he didn't get the city, and then it was bad for Boudica because it just crippled her economy. Literally bad for everybody. Now, does she liberate this to Kublai Khan as well? Oh boy, eesh. Well, so that's a thing that happened. I guess Hammurabi then. Okay, so Peter has picked up Hammurabi's religion. That's going to increase their relationship with one another. Only gets him to cautious with Hammurabi. Yeah, only gets him to cautious, but does improve relations. Kublai might backstab Mao even if they share religion. Well, at this point, Kublai looks a lot stronger than Mao. That would probably be good if he just ran over Mao. That would definitely help him. Anyway, my pick's not looking so great at this point. But I will say Hammurabi does look like the strongest AI. He just built the Oracle too. Hammurabi. He does not look like the first to die. What did he take with it? Oh, he took Monarchy. Okay. Does he have wines by any chance? No. Oh, he does have wines. Yes, he does. That's probably why he took it. Okay. Well, between hereditary rule and that, he's going to have a lot of happiness. Also, a lot of people... Does anyone have hereditary rule as their favorite civic? No. Apparently, a lot of people like bureaucracy in this game. Hereditary rule is quite popular as a favorite civic for a lot of them. Kublai Khan's borders expanded again. Yeah, he's already at the 5... No, they didn't... Well, up here, they didn't expand again. Did he hit 100 culture? No. No, he found another city down here, though. So, yeah, he's really gotten... I mean, again, what looked so dire in the beginning of the game with Shanghai going here has just turned into Kublai getting the whole contested area anyway. Shanghai. Oh, Shanghai expanded borders. Gotcha, yeah. Well, that was going to happen. Yeah, so, like, here comes a Mao settler, but, like, most of the land's already gone by this time, buddy. Kind of waited too long. Kind of waited a little bit too long. All that's left now is the jungle and the tundra. I guess there's like a crack to put a city in here. Yeah, now Guangzhou is finally going to expand its borders, but like that needed to happen like 30 turns ago, if not 50 turns ago. So Hammer's going to get the second religion. That could be bad for him because it could, like, if this religion spreads to some of the other AIs, it could actually be bad for him. All right, where did it pop up? In Nippur. Okay. Yeah, that's an unusual spot. I mean, it would have been probably better for him if it was like way back here in the middle of nowhere. But now here it could legitimately spread. Now it actually could spread to Kublai from here or to Mao. That would be interesting. Who's winning pyramids? Yeah, there's a extended race for pyramids going on right now. I believe Kublai is winning. He's got 7 turns away. Although Peter's really close on 8. There's a lot of people going for that. We also did have another Churchill city founded up here, and another city here. He's kind of cramming them in. Not the highest quality cities, but he is claiming a few more of them. He would be a good candidate to build a Great Lighthouse. Again, it would really have helped him if he had gotten this city. Anyway, so still rolling along, still no wars. I will say that my pick's not looking so great right now. In any category. Hammurabi's the strongest AI on the map, and I have him first to die. A Great Lighthouse would be good for Peter as well, yeah. It looks like he's going to build it because no one else is building it. Peter is really cramped on territory. I think Peter and Boudica are the weakest AIs on the map. I mean, Boudica is second on score, but don't be deceived. Most of that's just culture points. All right. So Mao, of all people, has picked up the minority religion of Hammurabi. So that's not looking so good for Mao. Now he has a religion no one else practices. What does that do to the diplomacy? Worst enemy of Kublai Khan and Boudica. Worst enemy of Churchill and Hammurabi. Well, fortunately for Mao, he doesn't care much about religion, so it's not that big of a deal. Mao first to die is like Mao has just really misplayed this game really badly. Oh, he's going for the Barb City, but even if he captures it, it's just going to get auto raised, so that's not going to help him. Yeah, that didn't do anything for him. I guess he has a settler coming down here. Kublai Khan finally turn 80 pottery. He's going to do turn 80 pottery. Jesus. I can't believe he misplayed the early game this badly and he's going to get away with it. Ah, well. I wasn't wrong. Okay, we can start. They're going to start open border spamming us. That means that he has writing tech. Like, I wasn't wrong that this was going to be a rough early game for Kublai. It just kind of turned out that it didn't really matter anyway. I do think he got pretty lucky here at Shanghai. Really got quite fortunate in terms of how that shook out. But, you know, sometimes you make your own luck, and you got another city down here. You know, Kublai, like I said, he's got good traits. The creative trait, really good for AI Survivor. Creative trait, really good for AI Survivor. Because the AI often does not build culture, and that helps him a lot. So now Kublai's pretty strong, right? Like, nobody's going to run over him easily at the moment. Does she still not have metals connected? I don't know if she does. No, she still doesn't. I mean, oh, that's right. She's still researching bronze working at 2 beakers per turn. Okay. Boudica first to die is also a real possibility if someone went after her, because she still has no metals, and she's not going to have metals, and she doesn't even have like, she's researching copper, bronze working, but she doesn't have copper in her territory. She needs to get to iron working. Ugh. She's got to get to iron working to connect a metal resource. That is not good. And she lacks pottery tech. Jesus. She is so dead. She's in really, really bad shape. Just really, really, really bad shape. Anyway, yeah, Mao is Mao has just missed his window to act, right? Like, he had a chance to go, and he could have easily overrun like Kublai if he wanted to, and Kublai got the pyramids too. So, got the very contested wonder. Although that that was actually really good for Boudica because she just got a lot of fail gold. She just got 300 fail gold. That's actually just saved her game. The fail gold from Pyramid literally just saved her game because now she can research techs again. Oh, boy. Anyway, I think Mao settled a city there. He is really squeezed, though, because he has not had any culture the whole game. He finally expanded borders at Guangzhou, so he now finally has this rice and copper. Like, imagine if he had just expanded borders here. He could have had expanded borders on, like, turn 40 or something. Instead, he didn't pop them until turn 80... until turn 83. He's missed this wet rice, and he's missed this 6 production copper hill tile for dozens of turns. It's just wild. Like, that is a crippling mistake when that happens. Anyway, Churchill's going after another Barb City, but this one will just get auto-raised as well. So that's kind of irrelevant. Hammurabi finally going for ironworking. Yeah, we know Hammurabi. I mean, he's always content just to sit back and build. So really, this is the next important thing is when somebody starts the first war, which I would expect that we would see relatively soon. And there's Kublai getting a profit for his shrine. So that Stonehenge build looked so bizarre, but like it is played out beautifully for him. It allowed him to flip Shanghai. He would not have flipped Shanghai if he hadn't built Stonehenge. And it got him a profit for a potential shrine. Although that's right, he doesn't have a religion. I forgot. Hammurabi got the religion. I thought he was researching it. So no, he actually doesn't have anything to do. Maybe he uses it. He might actually use that for light bulbing a tech, but he'll probably just... Wait, he has monotheism. Maybe he'll light bulb theology with that. Hold on. Let's see if he light bulbs theology with this to get his own religion. I don't think he did. Did he just use it as a super specialist? What did he do with that great prophet? All right, he has it in Old Sarai right now. He bold monarch. No, he didn't. He has it in he still has the great prophet in he can't light bulb theology. He has meditation and priesthood. Okay, gotcha. You're right. He would have to clear these texts. You're right. He has to clear these texts before yeah, he would have to clear these texts because it would go to meditation. You're right. You're right. Yeah, he has the great prophet just running around up here. I'm just curious what is he doing with this great prophet? I don't know what he's doing. Anyway, Boudica finally finished bronze working. Peter got the great lighthouse, and then Boudica is finally doing pottery, so that means she will rescue her economy. Now she can actually chop down these forest tiles and put cottages on her. So again, the fail gold from pyramids was the absolute best thing that happened to her, because she was going to take her 50 turns to research bronze working, and she still has this city over here. All right, is anybody plotting war yet? No. No. You do not have metals connected. No. Pretty peaceful. Wait. Oh, Peter. Hi, Peter. Peter's plotting something. Okay, who does Peter not like? I'm assuming it's Hammurabi, but... well, he's cautious with Boudica. He's pleased with... Okay, he's still cautious with... It's probably Hammurabi, which honestly is maybe not such a great call, because Peter's a lot weaker, although he has been rising his power recently. If Peter hit Boudica, yeah, if he hit Boudica, wait, where's his army building? All right, he has some units here. We can often tell where they're going to declare war. He also has some up here. Let's just see where his stack is building, because you can often tell where they're going to attack from. Oh, horse arch? Does he have horse archers? Did he research? Wait, Peter. Where's Peter? Oh, he's researching horseback riding. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that's definitely the best unit he could build. His territory is, like, indefensible now. Let's see. Is he going to go after Boudica? I mean, that would be the smart target because she doesn't have metals. But I think he's going to go after Hammurabi. That would be my guess. Yeah, I mean, Boudica has no metals. So if he did go after her, that would be huge. That would be huge if it did happen. Anyway. All right. Well, we'll just keep watching Peter for right now because, nope, there it is. He just declared war on Hammurabi. Okay, that's irrelevant. All right, first war of the game. Not surprising that he declared war on Hammurabi because of the peace weight and the border tensions. Hammurabi is definitely a stronger AI. Now the question is, does Hammurabi get dogpiled? There's a reason why he's first to die. He's the favorite for first to die because people expect him to get dogpiled. If he does not get dogpiled, there is a scenario though where Hammurabi overruns Peter and he becomes the dominant AI in the game, and that's also a possibility. So let's see what everybody else is thinking in reaction to this war. All right, so Churchill does not like Kublai. He's actually cautious with Peter, but does have the -1 for you declared war on our friends. Still, Churchill will not declare war on Hammurabi, so Hammurabi's safe from that angle. Other leaders, Boudica likes Kublai Khan, doesn't really like Mao, doesn't like Churchill, doesn't like Hammurabi, cautious with Peter. She is a bit of a wild card. She won't declare war on Kublai because she won't declare it pleased. Mao kind of is cautious towards everyone. Kublai does not like the northern leaders that much. does like Mao a lot because of the liberated city. He's pleased with the others. Okay, if Kublai intervenes, it would be most likely to be with Peter. Would be the most likely scenario there. All right. So we'll watch the war because that's the most interesting thing. Hammurabi has text. Well, he can't bribe people with text because we don't have tech trading turned on. So if Hammurabi gets his copper pillaged, true. But I believe he also just finished iron working, so he will have his iron connected shortly if he didn't have it over. Also, he has multiple coppers. Wait, did he pop this one? Did this pop out of the mine? Because I don't think there was a copper resource here earlier. Did he pop that one out of a mine? He must have popped it. Okay, and he... Oh yeah, he doesn't have iron. You're right. His iron research here is in Churchill's hands. Okay. But he does have multiple coppers, so he's pretty safe against getting his resources pillaged. I don't know what this stack thinks it's going to do. You might say, oh, it's on a hill, so they get the forested hill, 75% bonus, but 3 of the 4 units are chariots, so they don't get any defensive bonuses. I don't know what this stack thinks it's doing. They're just going to die. Yeah, I mean, they just died horribly in between turns. All right, that will provide a minor help to Boudica's economy, and it also means she'll get her shrine eventually. Well, maybe. She could pop the merchant, potentially. She's going ironworking, so she finally has metals. So yeah, I wouldn't expect this to go too well for Peter. If it's a 1v1, Peter's going to lose. Like, it's as simple as that. The question is, oh, and how close is Hammurabi to construction? Not that close. That said, Peter's cities don't have much culture in them. He has walls in some of the cities. Yeah, this is a suicide war for Peter if it's a one-on-one. But the question is, will it be a one-on-one? Because, like, Kublai Khan could be plugged. Kublai's got a nice stack there. I wouldn't be shocked if Kublai comes piling in sooner or later. Churchill, though, is on construction. That could be interesting. Churchill does not have much territory, though. As I said, he really got squeezed down here. He needed to get 2 cities. He really needed this Barb City quite badly. Because then he probably would have gotten this spot, too. But he didn't. And, so he's weaker than he maybe could be in other games. But, I mean, it's his fault, too. He sent all of his early settlers north instead of south. So, like I said, it's his own fault. All right, Kublai's on horseback riding. Hammer and Churchill, Dogpile and Peter. I mean, it's possible. Too much on our hands check. Yeah, well, we just looked on some of them. Like, Kublai, I just checked. He was not plotting war. Still not. Churchill, nope, still not. And Boudica, we know, doesn't have metal connected, so she can't plot war. Not yet. So Hammurabi definitely was not expecting to fight a war there. So he doesn't really have like a big stack ready to go. But he is starting to build units in all his cities. So his power should be spiking now that he's in this war. Yeah, his power is, for the moment, his power is actually about the same as Peter. Everybody's pretty close on the power chart right now. Interesting. Remember how Mao had this massive military and he did nothing with it? Yeah, he basically threw away his game when this happened. Boudica is way behind because she doesn't have metals. So we're kind of in a stalemate for the time being. As I said, diplomacy is going to dictate what actually happens here, which probably favors someone like Kublai, who, by the way, has taken over the score lead despite everything. As I said, I did not think this was a good opener for him, but as I said, he just overcame that. I'll be curious to see when the map gets replayed if he is this fortunate in other games, because I feel like a lot had to go right for him on this, but it did. And now he's taking over the score lead, and he's in a strong position. All right. Yeah, so not too much going on in this war so far. Peter just doesn't have that many production queues. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He has 7 cities, but a lot of these cities are pretty weak. Like, this is a size 2 city. Like, 2 production per turn. It's not like it's going to churn out units very well. So, yeah, he's not in great shape there. Not much going on in this war so far. Like, no cities look like they're being trained. Yeah, half of Peter's city is not even training units. And both of them are still at the same level of tech. All right, Hammurabi is on math. Is he going for construction? Just out of curiosity, because that would... He is on construction. All right, he is going for construction as well, just like Churchill's on construction. And I believe he does have ivory, so he'll be able to build war elephants if he researches horseback riding, which he probably will. AI is usually smart enough to do that. All right, so here comes some random horse archers in. So far, most of the fighting's been in Hammurabi's territory. In terms of who goes when, Hammurabi moves, then Peter moves, if you're curious about like who goes when. So I expect this stack to get wiped, which indeed it was, without much difficulty. All right, well, there's something we didn't see coming. Kublai declaring war on Churchill. So it's not a dogpile. Not a dogpile on Hammurabi. That's probably good news for Hammurabi. Now the question is, how well can Churchill defend? Without catapults, I don't expect Kublai to make much progress against a protective leader. But Kublai is definitely larger, so long term I would expect him to have the edge. Where's Kublai? Did he just research construction? No, he doesn't even have writing. Okay, so he's a ways away from that. So, yeah, I don't expect him to have much success. This city has walls and it's on a hill, so that's going to be very hard to break that. And this city is not on a hill, but it already has walls. Like I said, I think that's going to be tough to break. So I don't expect much to come out of this. This is actually probably one of the worst things Kublai could have done, is just start throwing units against... Wait, what? How did that happen? How did Hammurabi just have one of his cities captured? What? I look away for one turn and all of a sudden the city has fallen. I'm like, wait, what? How did that happen? I guess it's the power of horse archers. No, it's probably going to be captured back, but still not good. Probably going to get captured back, but still not good. I mean, I would say Kublai's the favorite to win at this point, right? I mean... He's got a favorable piece weight situation. He got past a very weak early game without much issue. Shanghai, the Stonehenge into Shanghai flipping was an incredible stroke of fortune for him. But yeah, I think he's the favorite. I mean, I think Kublai's definitely the favorite at this point in time. Horse Archer Gaming. Yeah, I know. Seriously. I'm not really sure how that happened, but apparently it did. Anyway, let's look at our traditional graphs because we're 100 turns in. All right, GMP. Everybody's pretty close except Boudica's way behind. Production, let's see, Kublai, Hammurabi, surprising Peter, and Churchill are all grouped. And then Mao and Boudica are trailing. Food, Hammurabi's the leader. And then you can see Kublai has gone from really genuine... I mean, I still want to stress this. Kublai was one of the weakest leaders for most of the first 100 turns. But that city flip really turned it around. And now he's one of the stronger leaders here. And then he also has a boatload of culture. Oh, that's power. Excuse me. That was power. Gotcha. Yeah. All right. So as I said, I don't expect this attack to work. I expect that this is going to be... Yeah, that was not great by Kublai. He is the largest city, and that does mean a lot. Just having more territory, like, literally does mean a lot. But the fact that we're not seeing a dogpile means that Churchill and Hammurabi do have a shot here. Also, this city did get recaptured, which is unsurprising. As I said, I do think that Hammurabi wins this long term, although Peter is also going construction. I just don't really see how Peter can match the production base that that Hammurabi has. Production. I guess they're kind of even. That seems bizarre. I don't even understand how that's possible, but apparently they're like the same. And then Boudica did finally get her medal connected, so she can declare war, and then Mao could also declare war if he wanted to. So these are the two wild cards we have to keep our eye on. Obviously, if like Mao or Boudica would come flying in against Hammurabi, that would be disaster for him. And that is a real trouble sign for him because look, well, he doesn't like these two. How do people feel about him? So Boudica is -2 with him, and where is Mao's cautious? Mao could kind of move in a lot of directions. Boudica, though, she really does not like those two northern leaders. She also doesn't like Pete, but like she could declare war on Peter as well. What Boudica does, like Boudica's not winning this game. Like her economy is just awful. She's not going to win this game. But what she does is going to have a humongous impact on this game. If she goes and attacks Hammurabi, I will go so far as to say you can pretty much guarantee Kublai Khan's the winner. If she attacks Peter, Hammurabi has a real chance to win in that scenario. So, like, there's a lot. And Boudica doesn't like Mao either. So, like, if she attacks Mao, the game stalemates for a while with 3 1-versus-1 wars. But, like, there's a lot of directions she can go, and that could influence a lot. Mao does not look like he's going to attack Kublai at this point. He seems pretty happy with Kublai. Despite Kublai stealing, like, all his territory, he seems pretty happy. Anyway, and I don't think either one of these, the Churchill and Kublai, I would be surprised if either of them made much progress in their wars. Churchill does have construction, but it's still going to just be hard for him to get any of Kublai's territory. And this war at the moment looks like it's a stalemate right up until this stack moves in. Yeah, this stack should be able to capture something. So, like I said, Hammurabi was not expecting a war, so he had to build up his stack. But now that it's assembled, he should be able to do something with that. Maybe. Anyway, so over here, and like Churchill got caught off guard too, but like this city Canterbury is just not going to fall. Not without catapults, which Kublai is working his way towards, but it's going to take him a little while to get there. All right, where is this stack going? I guess it's going towards Yakutsk. I'm pretty sure. Oh, okay, and yeah, pretty sure this wins. Hammurabi just got his shrine. That's a nice pickup for him too. How well spread is his religion? Pretty well spread. 13 gold each turn. That's worth like a full tick on the economy slider, right? Yeah, his total expenses are only 37, and he just gets 13 gold per turn. Again, this is deity, so the AI cheats a lot in terms of the maintenance and city maintenance and unit cost. They get a lot of cheats there. But like he pays for a third of his total expenses just with his shrine, which is pretty wild. So that lets him run a higher. I don't know why he's running 20% espionage, but that's definitely going to help him run more on the slider. Anyway, here, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 swords, an axe, 4 chariots against 2 axes, 2 archers, and a spear. It is on a hill. This city may hold. I think it's also possible that it gets captured by Hammurabi and then it immediately gets captured back. Let's just see what happens. Yeah. I mean, it was close, but he held on. Again, needs catapults. Oh, and there, okay, so we have the next domino does fall here. Boudica declares war on Mao. So as I said, this stalemates the game because there's no 2v1s anywhere. I don't expect any of these wars to be decisive, except maybe the Hammurabi against Hammurabi against Peter. I think that all the other AIs are pretty comparable. Kublai's definitely stronger than Churchill, but I just don't see how he breaks through a protective leader with walls. Like, that's just going to be really hard to do. So I think the game just stalemates for the time being. Unless I'm wrong, I think we just stay in this holding pattern. Yeah, okay, that was not a good trade there. Not a good trade there. Good for Hammer Churchill. Probably no 2v1s. Yeah, probably good for them because it means neither one of them's in a 2v1. Probably good. But if you want Churchill or Hammurabi to win, what you really need is you need Hammurabi to run over Peter, because then it goes from being 2 high piece weights, 4 low piece weights to 2 high piece weights, 3 low piece weights, and with one of them having like double the territory of anyone else. All right, so just checking in over here. Again, does not seem to be much going on for the moment. Kublai's definitely going for construction, but it's going to take him another 10 to 15 turns. All right, Kublai converted to... Oh, and Hammurabi made peace with Peter. Okay. Interesting. That shakes things up. That frees up both of them to intervene in other wars. Interesting. Taoism. So he has picked up Boudica's religion. Means Mao is very isolated right now. So the 2 high piece weight religions have the same religion. Peter also has their religion, and then Mao is isolated. Yeah, Mao is. I don't like Mao's situation at all. Mao for second does not seem like it's going to happen at all. But I don't really expect either one of these sides to prevail. This is somewhat dangerous for Kublai because now Hammurabi is freed up as he can join one of these conflicts if he wants. And by far the most likely one, I guess, would be, well, he could also join the conflict against Mao, I guess, too. Boy, he really loves Churchill. But don't be shocked if Churchill comes and asks him to join his war. And that could be trouble for Kublai, who otherwise I think is in a very strong position. So I think that piece is maybe not so great for... I think it's good for Peter, who is in a lot of danger. And no city's changed hands. But I think it's dangerous for Kublai and also dangerous for Mao. I think it's potentially problematic for both of them. All right, here comes the latest Kublai stack. Churchill built Hanging Gardens, a small benefit for him. This also might, I was going to say, this might allow Hammurabi to settle the north. His economy can definitely handle more cities. Churchill might have been in a position to grab some of them, but now Churchill won't build settlers because he's at war right now. He's also building mausoleum in the middle of this war, which is kind of funny. But Hammurabi might actually settle the north, and he could get another 3 or 4 reasonably high quality cities. Like he could get Furs up here, just work a bunch of water tiles, not bad. And he's also researching calendar, which is going to be nice because he has a lot of calendar resources in his territory. Bananas 1, sugar 2. He also might be able to go improve his gems now that he's at peace. Silks 3. Yeah, so he has 3 of those resources. He also got the gold tile in his territory too. Anyway, so I do want to at least keep an eye on the Mao versus Boudica war, but I just don't expect anything to come out of this fighting over here. Again, both sides have so many promotions, it's really hard to make progress. Yeah, I don't see either side. I guess Mao has somewhat of a stack down here. So, like, they're just going to fight. But also, these two are pretty weak. They're just going to put both of them further behind. That piece, I think, really helps Hammurabi. Because now Kublai Khan is going to be spending a lot of production on this war that I don't really expect to go anywhere. Unless I mean, he doesn't have catapults. So, like, how can he ever break this city with no catapults? He will have the catapults eventually, but he's going to waste an awful lot of production before then. Meanwhile, Hammurabi's like, okay, I'll just build infrastructure now. I mean, this is a pretty... Oh, well, unless Churchill's dumb enough to go hit this stack while it's still on the defensive cover. That was pretty dumb by Churchill. Just threw away some catapults there. Yeah, Kublai's definitely on construction. As I said, I don't feel like checking that because we're just going to see the ETA in like 2 turns anyway. Also, there's the Hammurabi settler way up there in the north. Grabbing that barb... Apparently, the AI loves this spot. I mean, I guess they get the 3-food lake tile, I guess. Anyway, Boudica's going to get a... profit for her shrine. So here comes Mal's got a stack moving in here. I guess we should check to see if Hammurabi's plotting war, but he is not. And then Peter, he's not either. Just check in periodically. Let's see where this stack is going. Boudica moves first between them. All right. Oh, it moved to this tile here. Oh no, Mal moves first because he's a seated leader. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's still at war with Kublai. I thought for a second this was Hammurabi jumping into the war with Kublai, but no, it's just Churchill's already at war. Sorry, I was like, oh, are they 2v1ing Kublai? But no, that is not it. Great general born. And wait, a new we just got a religion from Churchill? He just got his own religion. Oh, that's bad news for Churchill and Hammurabi. Him getting his own religion is bad. Oh wait, Kublai didn't go construction? He's calendar? What? Oh my goodness. I'm like so confident that he's on construction. I'm not even checking. No, he's on calendar tech. Okay. Oh boy. Anyway, we had a quest to check on the Taoist shrine. Let's see. Is it up yet? No, it's going to need another turn, but we'll check it once it actually gets built. It does look like Kublai had his stack wiped on the last turn. So yeah, he and Churchill are just throwing units and trading production and not achieving anything. Whereas Hammurabi is kind of doing cultural stuff and building those gardens and whatnot. But yeah, I would say this is not a good situation for Kublai. He needs to get out of this war, or he needs to get an ally to come help him. Going for calendar also. I mean, wait, what just got captured? Oh, okay, never mind. I'm like barely paying attention to this war over here. But yeah, Mao just lost one of his cities. Again, he probably will capture this back, but maybe not. I don't know. Mao has really misplayed this game quite badly. I mean, Boudica was in such terrible shape in this game. Again, the Pyramids fail gold literally saving her game. So I guess Mao's got this big stack up here. But, like, what's this going to do with no catapults? The city has 60% defense. And it's going to get its shrine in one of these turns now. Where is this stack going? Where is this stack going? There's the Great Prophet running around. I mean, this city is not well defended. There's a decent chance this gets recaptured, but maybe not because there's more reinforcements pouring in. Or it might be Mao captures it, but then this stack captures it back again. I don't know. Mao's not looking good. I guess he's researching construction. Does Boudica have construction? Oh, no, you sweet summer child. She doesn't even have writing tech. Yeah, she's having some problems with that. Hammurabi getting horseback riding is noteworthy because he'll be able to build elephants as soon as he has them. So that's noteworthy. All right, what's going on over here? So right now, Churchill has a stack in Kublai territory, but like I can't see him ever capturing this city, Ningxia. Maybe I'm wrong. Hard to see that, but maybe. Maybe. Who knows? Kublai did throw away some units there, and yeah, this looks like this is gonna hold in Boudica's hands. All right, only 8 cities have Taoism, so not a lot. Not a lot there. Yeah, Churchill definitely has construction. Maybe just having construction is a big enough benefit. Maybe just having the catapults, whereas Kublai does not. But I feel like Kublai's going to have a billion reinforcements in this city by the time the walls are down. I guess we'll see. If he tries to attack here, the English units will have the defensive bonus from being on the jungle tile. But I just can't see them capturing this city. Anyway. So yeah, Mao and Boudica are still fighting. Like, Mao's got a decent-sized stack, but until he has catapults, he's really going to have trouble with that. For our uncommitted leaders, all right, well, there we go. This is going to get spicy. Hammurabi has enough on his hands right now. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Hammurabi's got enough on his hands. Where is he going to go? Is he going to go back to war with Peter? Does he still have enforced peace with Peter at this point? Yes, he is still on enforced peace with Peter. So he is not plotting with Peter. It's one of the other two. I mean, technically it could be. He's actually cautious with Peter because they have so much shared religious benefit. That's pretty wild. So it's going to be one of these other leaders. And if I had to guess, I'd say Kublay's probably the most likely, but it could also be Mao. I mean, it could be Boudica, but that would be really wild if he goes after Boudica. I mean, if he goes after Mao, Mao's 100% dead. If he goes after Kublai, Kublay's also in a lot of trouble. Remember before the game, I did say part of the reason why I didn't love Kublai in this game is I thought that if he got... Well, my read was he's going to fight with Mao, and then maybe Churchill comes in. I didn't anticipate Hammurabi would be anywhere near this strong in this game. Well, we'll see. That's the big moving piece in the game right now is what's Hammurabi going to do? Because he's going to have elephants, and elephants would strongly counter the heavily Kashik-based nature of Kublai's armies. Or he might go for Mao. The problem, though, is if he takes over Mao's territories, it's going to be so squeezed by culture, because Boudica has a lot of culture, and Kublai has a lot of culture. So if he were to take over these cities, like Guangzhou would be pretty worthwhile, but like even if he were to capture Shanghai... Oh, wait, never mind. That's not a Chinese city. If he captured a lot of these cities, they'd just be swallowed up by Kublai's culture. So, oh well. And then Peter, is Peter plotting war? He sure is. Who's Peter going after? All right. Well, he actually likes most of the other leaders in this game, so the most likely target is Boudica. I think he can't go back to war with Hammurabi again. I mean, I guess he could go to war with Mao, but he is pleased. I mean, it's possible. So we got to watch both of these guys. Both of them are going back to war here. All right. So a lot going on. For right now, we'll watch this siege here. But we know that someone's going to be jumping into a war somewhere in the next couple turns. I guess we could try to see where these stacks are forming. Yeah, I'm going to say that because the stack... So... the stack that Hammurabi's building is in this city. I'm going to say he's probably targeting Kublai. Now, how about Peter? Where is he? All right, Peter's stack is... He's got stacks in Yaroslavl and Rostov. It looks like he's going for Boudica, based on what I'm seeing here. That's my guess. Now, how about the Mao versus Budi war? Mao's got a big stack here, and Boudica's got a big stack here. So... It looks like they're going to hit each other on like the next turn or so. Also, it looks like Churchill's stack got wiped by Kublai. Looks like he attacked and killed the stack. We got to check the power bar graph to see what the casualties were on either side. We have to wait. We have to advance it one turn. All right, it looks like Mao got the jump on the stack, and he just wiped Boudica's stack. Yeah, and he got a great general from it. Oops, not so great for Boudica there. Anyway... Churchill did finally complete Mausoleum. It's in a very exposed city, though. It is right on the border, so this could be vulnerable, to say the least. And wait, who is that? Oh, Peter has elephants as well. So he also has ivory, or is he getting traded ivory? Oh, no, he has ivory. He has one ivory resource there. Okay. Anyway, so, yeah, a lot of reversals in this game. Okay. Against the Celts. Wait, up. No, Hammurabi just declared war on Mao. It's not Kublai, it's Mao. Oh, boy. Oh, wow. Okay. Because we just saw the war. All right, I misread that. I thought that he was going... I thought he was going for Kublai, but no. Well, Mao is in a fair bit of trouble at this point. A fair bit of trouble. And I'd say Hammurabi's in position to make some real gains here. Let's look at the power graph real quickly, because we know there were a couple major battles in the last couple turns. All right, so Kublai has started to pull away in power. He and Churchill were comparable, but it looks like he's been getting the better of the recent trades. Churchill just got crushed. And then, and I mean, Kublai lost some power too, but not as much as Churchill lost. And then Boudica just had a very bad trade with, well, I guess Mao lost almost as much. But Hammurabi's up here. So yeah, I feel like if Kublai actually researched construction, he would start winning here. Although I guess Churchill does have elephants, which would help, but I think he just doesn't have enough production queues. Like, look, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cities, and Kublai has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6. Oh, he also only has 8 cities. By the way, there's some extra. Wait, where did these? I didn't even realize Mao had founded more cities in the deep south, and then there's some barb cities down here that'll just get auto raised by somebody. Okay, yeah, Mao's in some trouble. This is not good for Mao, because there are catapults here that'll be able to take down those walls. So Peter is still uncommitted. Peter can still jump into a war. Here's all those catapults. But like Guangzhou seems very, very vulnerable. And any low piece weight AIs off the board is good for Churchill and good for Hammurabi. Yeah, if he just had catapults, he could take this city. But until he researches them, he's not going to be able to. That calendar diversion, I think, set back his war pace by like 10 turns. So like these units are going to attack, but like there's no way they can capture that city. I'd be surprised if they even tried. And oh, and Xi'an was taken back again. Okay, so Boudica having some trouble now. That city she took earlier is now fallen. I guess Boudica, she moved that stack in and it got wiped, which was not great. Now she has a new stack up here that's going to go for Chengdu, which is not very well defended. Also, Peter, still lurking up here. Yeah, Peter looks like he's set to attack. I'm pretty sure he's plotting against Boudica, but we'll see. If he goes after Mao, then you can stick a fork in Mao. He's done. All right, so yeah, there goes half the defenses of that city. So that city will get it. Oh, wow. Guangzhou has like nothing in it at all. Wait, what? One of the tundra cities in the deep south got captured. Mao and Boudica really going at it here. Mao does seem to be doing a little bit better. All right, so Kublai still has this big stack here. It looks like Churchill hit it with some siege stuff, but didn't actually manage to kill the units. Let's see where they go. Kublai moves first in turn order. All right, it's just kind of running around in Churchill's territory, not doing a whole lot. And this city's down to 10% defenses, so that'll definitely be attacked next turn. Chengdu, where is that? Oh, that was this city over here. Okay. That's like a real core city. So Mao recaptures Xi'an, but loses Chengdu, and then loses this deep south tundra city. And he's about to lose Guangzhou, which is his second city. So he's in a lot of trouble. Kublai is finally on construction. I know chat was mentioning that. He's finally on construction. But by the time he gets there, Churchill's going to have feudalism. So protective longbows and cities on hills, not easy to take down, even with like Sheiks. And it looks like Kublai's stack kind of got wiped. He's building another one, but he definitely lost a lot of units. Anyway, we'll keep the camera focus on Guangzhou, though, because this city is definitely going to fall. And that's a big gain for Hammurabi. All right. Yeah, that's not likely to get recaptured back. It's his third city. Oh, that's right, because Shanghai was his second city. That's right. Oh, and Peter. Okay, and then there's what we expect, the Peter declaring war on Boudica. Okay, we were expecting that. So it's like, who's the winner between Boudica and Mao? And the answer is neither. The answer is they're both big freaking losers. But this is always, like, big picture. This is always the problem with low piece weight AIs. The high piece weight AIs are pretty good at working together. There's not as many of them, but most of them will not declare war at please, so they can kind of work together. The low piece weight AIs, there's more of them. But they tend to go after each other's throats a lot more often. So just having more low piece weight AIs does not guarantee that they'll be able to work together and win, because they tend to fight each other a lot. Whereas like the one defining feature of this game diplomatically has been Hammurabi and Churchill, despite massive amounts of border tension. Look how much border tension they have. They have just been best buds the whole time. So that's been a big deal, the fact that they've been able to work together, and I think that that's the reason why they're hanging in there. Again, Kublai is still in a strong position, but long term, I'm liking his position a little bit less, because like leaders he needs to be like on his side in this game are kind of dying, and he's not making much progress in this war. Churchill is like being a tank that's just standing there tanking aggression, while Hammurabi like does good stuff elsewhere on the map. Anyway, let's see what Peter's got. His initial stack, he doesn't seem to have his stack kind of together yet, but he should start grouping it. And I'm guessing Tolosa will be his target. We'll see. Anyway, this will relieve some pressure on Mao. And it's going to mean... Okay, there's his stack. Why did he not move this stack in? Anyway, but yeah, Tolosa will probably fall. This city has Temple of Artemis, which is not a great wonder, but it is something. And I think Mao is pretty done here. I don't think there's much of anything that's going to stop Hammurabi from just walking through his territory. There's nothing to stop those elephants. Yeah, Hammurabi's top power, and Mao is like not a lot of power. Also, apparently Kublai took a bad trade. I thought I mentioned it looked like his stack kind of got wiped out. And in fact, the remnants of his stack are probably about to get wiped further here, because a lot of them are on low HP. Yeah, he ran them to a hill tile, but they're all units that don't get defensive bonuses, so I would be surprised if they last much longer. Like, where are these units even going? Just running around. We had a request to look at the research rates. If Boudica dies to Peter and Hammer absorbs Mal, then Kublai will be diplomatically isolated. Yeah, agreed. That's why I said I think long-term his position's slipping a bit here. So we're in the middle of some big wars, but we can check in on how people are researching. All right, so Kublai's at 45. Mao's at 47. Boudica's at 40. Churchill's at 68. Hammurabi's at 110. Oh, wow. Peter's at 1... Okay, Peter 117. Hello. Although he's running a deficit. That's not really fair, though. He's running a deficit right now, so that's not an accurate assessment. He must have gotten a ton of fail gold from something. But his economy does seem to be pretty good overall. If he can pick up some territory from Boudica, he could start to become a player in this game. I still think he's maybe behind a little bit too much to be like a serious threat to win, but like he can be a real contender, or at least have like a genuine say in the outcome of the game. So we got a Mao stack wandering around down here. Is he going to turn around and send it after Hammurabi, or does he continue fighting Boudica? It looks like he's turning it around and heading it back north. All right, it looks like Peter's finally got his stack in place, but he's going to have to stop to bombard. Up here, Kublai still has the remnants of this stack wandering around. He's got a new stack in here too. But like he's never going to take this city. It's 50% defenses, and there's longbows in a city on a hill with 50%. Yeah, like that's just not going to happen. If he's smart, he'll just run around pillaging stuff with these units. And Hammurabi looks like he's starting to move forward. Beijing is not currently defended. I want to see what happens with these units though. Will Kublai be foolish enough to attack this, or just continue running around in enemy territory? That's a lot of Kashyyyks. I will say that elephants have to just be cleaning up against these units. All right, so Tolosa lost about 10% of its defenses. Peter's bombarding there. And where is that Mao? Remember, Mao had a stack down here. All right, Mao moved his stack back into his capital. He had that kind of running around. Hammurabi is still futzing around with his units. He's got a lot of them up here, but he is not moving them down to siege just yet. Yeah, Kublai he really needs... I mean, if he could knock down the walls of Canterbury, then he might be able to... Like, he could probably do something, but, like, he's throwing away a lot of horse archers, Kashyyyks in this warring here. Like, he's definitely pillaged a lot, but he's not making a lot of progress. Wait, he didn't have ironworking? What the heck? What the heck? All right, anyway, so Mao has moved his army forward, but it looks like it got shredded pretty badly here. I mean, I think he killed some units, but Mao just can't replace these units. It doesn't have any production left. Let me turn off the culture for a second. He has he has two real cities, Beijing and Nanjing. I mean, Xi'an's size 3, and then he has a tundra city, and that's it. Like, compared to all the cities that what's his name has, that Hammurabi has. Also, how did he not have a library in his capital before this? What the heck? How did he not have a library? Anyway, but like the production is just so one-sided. It's really hard for him to overcome this. Like, and there's nothing to counter elephants. There's really nothing that can fight them. In terms of resources, if he loses this iron, he loses the ability to build metal units too. Now he should control that. Xi'an controls that resource, so he would have to lose Beijing and Xi'an. And that's not too likely yet, but yeah, still. All right, anyway, so over here, the Peter versus Boudica fight. Peter is still sieging down this city. He's got most of the defenses down. Boudica's been slamming more units in here, and this city is not on a hill. I thought it was on a hill at first. So that's going to be a major battle in a couple turns, but I feel like the catapults probably give that an edge. Yeah, Kublai continues to have just a million Kashyyyks running around in here. Does he have any medic units to let these guys heal? I don't know if he does. All right, well, okay. That stack just got wiped. And then meanwhile over here, we should probably see this siege go in on a turn or two. Peter needs to move these units with the rest of his stack. And then Mao just looks like whatever the fighting was between Mao and Hammurabi. Hammurabi just won the fighting over there. And there's like more units coming down. So now there's some units here, but like City Raider swords do not defend very well. Yeah, they don't really defend too well. So it really does feel like the beginning of the end for Mao. But there should be a major fight here this turn. Let's see if Peter can break through. I don't know if he has enough. Like, he's got the defenses down. Yeah, I wasn't sure if he had enough, and it looks like he did not. Really should have had these units over here, because he could have killed some of these low-health units. But that was a big victory for Boudica. She just held for the time being. And then the elephants are marching. The elephants on the march. All right, meanwhile, Kublai, yeah, he's got just a few units left, but his stack has been almost completely wiped out, and he's lost a lot of units. Is he starting to get hit with war weariness? Just a little bit, not much. Does have that beautiful... Now he's finally, belatedly, after that weak early game, he did eventually cottage all those floodplains. So that's probably it for these units here. I mean, they can keep pillaging, but yeah, they're dead. There's a couple chariots left, but then that's it. That stack completely wiped. Churchill was doing a great job of tanking. All right, in comes more Hammurabi stuff. He's starting to siege up Beijing. Why would you build chariots? Why? Oh, wait. The iron got pillaged. What? Boudica! I'm like, why is he building chariots? Oh my god, the iron got pillaged. Boudica ran a chariot. Boudica is still at war with Mao, and she ran a chariot into the middle of Chinese territory and pillaged the iron resource. Are you kidding me? That's insane. She just ran one chariot into the middle of territory, somehow didn't get attacked, and pillaged this iron resource. That's insane. I have no idea how that could even happen. And the AI will probably not reconnect this, not as long as there's a military unit nearby. Now, if this chariot dies, a worker might run out, but where are the workers for Mao? He needs to get this reconnected. Mao's workers are all over here. This iron ain't getting reconnected anytime soon. So as soon as these units die, like when these archers and axes die, that's it. They can't be replaced. Oh, and you know what's not good against elephants? Horse archers and chariots. Not too good against elephants. Yikes. Ugh. Well, I do not think my Mao for second place pick is going to hit, you guys. I don't think that's hitting in this game. Anyway, also had a request to look and see what the power graph did for Kublai. Yeah, not great. He definitely lost units, and Churchill didn't lose anything, so that was just a straight loss on the part of Kublai. He's had some losses here. So whereas he was really ahead of Churchill before, and it has narrowed a little bit, although again, if Kublai would just build some catapults and join them with his stack, he would have a shot here. That said, there are some City Garrison 3 longbows in this city. There's a City Garrison 3 drill longbow in here. That's going to be a hard unit to kill, even if you get the defenses down. That's still a City Garrison 3 drill longbow on a hill against a 6 strength attacking unit. That's going to be rough. Does Kublai have ivory? I was wondering if he had ivory. I should just check his cities. He does not have ivory, so no war elephants for him. So he really needs to get up to at least maces, because 6 strength units are just not going to beat longbows that have that many promotions. It's just not going to happen. All right, anyway, back to the action. Can Peter reach the isolated city? Good question. I'm pretty sure he can. I think he has open borders enough to get over there if he needs to. He can move through Kublai and Mao's territory, and he can even move through Hammurabi's territory. He has open borders with everyone other than Boudica, so yeah, he can get over there. Good question, though. All right, so the main thing going on right now is Beijing is being sieged down rather quickly, I might ask. So I think Beijing only has a couple more turns to live. And another religion. This is seriously dialing up the odds of Hammurabi going culture, because he now has he has 3 holy cities, I think. And we know that's one of the biggest things they look at when they look at whether they want to go culture or not. So yeah, it's definitely dialing up the odds of him going for that. How much culture does he have in his cities so far? I don't think he has that much so far. Yeah, he does not have much. He really doesn't have much at this point in time. But he might try to go culture anyway, just because he's got these holy cities. All right, Peter's regrouping for another shot at Boudica as those two just kind of weaken each other. And over here, it's just an elephant swarm on Churchill's part. But I think that the siege of Beijing is the main story in the game right now. Frozen Roy, Hammer first, Churchill second, cultural victory. I mean, that's looking pretty solid at this point. Frozen Roy, that looks pretty good at this point. Anyway, Hammurabi, he's even going aesthetics for more wonder building. And he just got a great merchant too. I think the city's going to get captured on this turn. I think there's enough units that can hit this. Or if it doesn't fall, it's going to be like very close to falling. Yeah, the attack went in, and a lot of stuff died. It didn't quite fall, but a lot of stuff is close to dying. Also, Peter the Colossus, that's actually a good wonder for him. Like, he has a lot of... The Great Lighthouse Colossus pairing is actually pretty good for him. He's still... His research is actually quite good in this game. He just doesn't have enough territory. And yeah, Tolosa, I don't think that city's going to fall in the immediate future. How about Kublai versus Churchill? They are still locked in this death struggle, with neither side able to make progress. All right, I think Beijing falls this turn. No, not yet. Not yet. Held out a little better than I was expecting. Oh, and here comes the workers trying to reconnect that. Gustavus Adolphus even died in combat. Here comes Boudica trying to snipe the city. So there's not much left. You know, it would have been a lot smarter. I think Hannibal, or what's his name, Hammurabi. I think he takes the city if he walks here, so he's not fighting across a river, and if he actually bombards the remaining defenses, because he left 16%. He could have just taken it to 0. Just take it to 0, man, and walk across the river, so you're not getting those double penalties. That added like 40% defense, because it's 25% for the river crossing penalty, and then another 16. Like, he really made this harder than he needed to. That said, Mao just cannot replace the units that he loses. He has no production, so he's still likely to die. But, you know, delaying it does matter. Yeah, Hammurabi had a loss here. It just, Mao can't really replace the units he's losing. So at some point, Hammurabi will probably build up a new force. Also, why is he building chariots when he could build elephants or horse archers or whatever? But yeah, Beijing survives longer. I thought it would fall that turn. I was wrong. Oh, wait a minute. What? Okay. I thought he was going to have to come back later. I guess he, you know what? I guess he was able to promote some units and take it anyway. All right, well, Mao's dead. He's first to die. That's that. And he also triggered a golden age. Okay, Boudica stack next to Mao's capital. No. Oh, yeah, Boudica does have a stack moving in here, but it wasn't able to get here in time. And that means that this iron will never get reconnected and that this is over. I don't think Boudica softened it up because these units are not next to the city. How would they have been able to attack? These are all one movers. They wouldn't have been able to. Unless for some reason Mao moved units out of the city to attack these guys. Maybe. I don't know. In any case, it worked, and he was able to take that city. Although Shanghai is going to swallow up a decent amount of this because this city already has 100 culture. So Shanghai's borders are going to expand out to here. So that's going to swallow up most of this. But does actually... And Chengdu only has 20% culture, so that only goes out to here. But like Guangzhou's going to pop borders, and Hammurabi's going to have a really funky looking territory at the end of this. Anyway, so yeah, Peter has not had any success at battering through Tolosa. And up here, it looks like Kublai's on the attack again. Does he have any catapults in this stack? No, he has 13 units, but no catapults. So, I mean, is he going to have any better success? I don't think so. He just can't break the, like the war elephants killing his Kashyyyks over and over again. He has 2 catapults trailing 1 turn behind the play. But, yeah. Not much left of Mao at this point. He's pretty dead. He's pretty dead at this point. Hammurabi, his territory looks like your roommates drew a line down the center of the room and said, "This is my side." Something like that. I will say that Beijing and Guangzhou up there are pretty high-quality cities. They're nice captures for Hammurabi. All right, we're not joining your wars, guys. We're the observer civ. Like, this is a very nice city. Very nice. Churchill just got another great general. So he just wiped another Kublai stack. Kublai really had a chance to win this game, but he's just, if Kublai had declared war on Hammurabi instead of declaring war on Churchill, I think he probably wins this game. But he picked the wrong person, and Churchill has literally just been a tank. Like I said, he's just sitting there tanking for Hammurabi. These just repeated Kashyyyk charges into right here, right in front of Canterbury, and there's all this cleared out ground, and they just die over and over and over again, and it's just not working. And his position in the game just continues eroding over and over and over again. So this has just been such a wild ride for Kublai, because like his early game was a disaster, and then he came roaring back, and it looked like he was going to be the dominant AI. And then now it's like he's kind of slowly falling apart again. It's just weird. It's been an up and down game for sure, but he's still in it. Like he's still one of the leaders. It's just long term, I think his position is looking worse and worse. Here comes the latest, and here comes another stack. But then it just gets hit with elephants, and it's just kind of, it doesn't go well. Okay, we're looking at the power graph. Oh boy, Hammurabi, yeah. Look at this. Churchill and Kublai are almost tied now on power, and Mao just has nothing left. Mao's just got nothing left. We had a question about the tech, right? So Kublai's at 80 beakers. Mao's at... Okay, Mao's dead. Boudica's at 38. Jesus, her economy's terrible. 154 for Churchill. Hammurabi, 186. Peter, 154. All right, so the three northern leaders are the only ones that still really have competitive economies. Also, Statue of Zeus. That's really ugly for the rest of the field. Now anyone fighting him gets crazy war weariness. Because like Mao... Okay, Mao does not actually have any war weariness. He just has lost all his resources, so he has no happiness left. The city has 2 longbows on defense. That could just get captured without even a siege. Although there's a catapult in this stack, so they will siege. But it only has 20% defense. So this city's pretty toast. Kublai's back with yet another stack moving up here. We'll see if this one does any better. And Peter is still technically at war. Maybe this force will be strong enough to take out Tolosa. There's not much left in Tolosa. I think Peter's finally going to break through here. One of these turns. All right, Peter finally broke through. He's been banging on this city for ages now. Certainly has been a very costly war, but more territory is nice, and that does mean Boudica's in a lot of trouble. Not looking so hot for her. I mean, her economy is just so terrible. Well, like look at her text, right? Like let's look at Hammurabi. So he has like most of the medieval texts, right? He's like at the back half of the medieval era. For some reason, he hasn't taken metal casting. Now let's look at Boudica's text. Does she have like any medieval text? She is like barely early classical. She's like a dozen texts behind Hammurabi. Like once they start to fall behind in tech like that, it just gets really hard to be competitive. And I expect Xi'an to fall this turn or next turn. Down to 4% defenses. So it should fall on this upcoming turn. Oh, there's a city garrison 3 longbow in there. I mean, that's pretty nasty, but... Oh, Peter made... Oh, Peter, why? Why? He made peace and then gave the city back. Why, Peter, why? What are you doing, buddy? Oh, my God. All that effort to finally take one city, and then you just give it back again. Why? Oh, my God. Peter. This is why Peter, we mock him. What classic Peter, yeah. He just doesn't seem to have it for whatever reason. Like, the one thing he's actually built a pretty good economy. The one thing he needs is more territory, because he only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cities. And he finally starts making inroads. I mean, like, look at the power situation, right? Here's Peter, here's Boudica. He's got a clear advantage. He's also ahead in tech and getting further ahead in tech. And then he signs peace. Oh, boy. Man, what you doing, buddy? All right. So Kublai Khan does actually have some catapults here, so he can finally start taking down walls on Canterbury. We'll see if Churchill attacks out, but Xi'an's going to fall here, so we might as well watch this city. Peter could try to backstab against Hammurabi at this point, so there goes the city. But at this point, like, Mao's going to be dead before he even gets a chance to do anything. In terms of Peter, he doesn't even dislike Hammurabi that much. He's actually cautious. Although he's pleased with everybody else, he actually really likes Churchill a lot. And then these guys, it's funny that +3 is not enough to be pleased with Hammurabi, but +1 is enough to be pleased with Kublai Khan. That's the shared peace weight in action there. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I mean, if he tries to go after Hammurabi, I don't think it's going to go well for him. Yeah, unless he can somehow get him in like a 2-front war. But Hammurabi's been cleaning up all the peaceful texts at the top of the tech tree, but sooner or later he's about to get the philosophy. He's going to have 4 religions. He's so going to go culture later on. But like sooner or later, Hammurabi is going to have to pick up the military text, and He's close to being like a full generation ahead. Yeah, he has somehow managed to avoid every single military tech. So no engineering, no civil service, no machinery, no metal casting. It's like, what are you doing? He's going to go straight to knights with like, he's going to go from horse archers to knights with like no intervening units at all. I guess he had elephants, so that's helpful. All right, anyway, so here, as we said, Kublai has been bombarding down the defenses here, so he might actually be able to do something. Meanwhile, Churchill is bombarding the defenses of this city, which is barely defended at all. So I don't know quite what's going to happen here, but something is up. This is a pretty big Kublai stack, 18 units. And a lot of the defenders do not get defensive bonuses. Those longbows are going to be nasty, but the war elephants and the horse archers don't get defensive bonuses, so... I mean, Churchill should be building longbows here, not more horse archers. So we might see something go on, and then the march is on to hit the next city. But for right now, the main action is definitely taking place here. Kublai might actually be able to get this city once he gets all the defenses down. Oh, wait, did they just sign peace? I think they just signed peace. Oh, okay. We finally looked like we were going to see some action there, and then they both signed peace. Okay. Huh. All right. Well, that was a very inconclusive war that greatly harmed Kublai Khan. Like, Churchill actually came out of that war okay. He didn't lose anything. I mean, he didn't gain anything, but he didn't lose anything. But it gave Hammurabi time to start cutting through Mao. And Mao is not long for this world, because it's only going to take a couple turns for the defenses to go down here at Nanjing. So who is actually still in a war right now? We have Mao's in a two-front war. Yeah, Mao is still in a two-front war, and then that's it. Okay, I'm going to, instead of doing the turn 150 overview, I'm going to keep, and by the way, that's yet another religion that was founded by Hammurabi, I believe. Must have been in one of his, oh, he just founded it in Mao's city, okay. As Peter completes Notre Dame. I didn't even know Peter had engineering tech. So that's 4 religions that have been found. He has 4 holy cities under his control now. Anyway, I was going to say, instead of doing our overview on turn 150, let's wait until Mao's gone, and then we'll do our overview then. Bad game for Mao, to say the least. Yeah, this city is there's not much left there. I would be shocked if Hammurabi does not go culture later on with how many religions he has stacked up. All right. Wait, Churchill declared war on Kublai again? I thought that they just signed peace. Okay. Wasn't expecting another war between these two. Not that soon after the first one. Then I thought they just literally just signed a treaty. I didn't even think that that was 10 turns yet. Well, anyway. This city still has like no defenses from the last war. I think Churchill's going to get this. Well... Then Kublai's got this humongous stack that can counterattack. Let's see what happens. So anyway, Mao's down to his last city, and there's like nothing remaining here. But yeah, the action is still going on over here on the east side until that Mao city at least is going to get taken. Let's see what happens here. Definitely a lot of units getting traded over on this side. So it looks like... Did Kublai attack that stack? Or no, it just moved in here. What did Churchill's units go? Oh, you know what happened? So Kublai moved his main stack here, and then Churchill, for some reason, decided to take all his units and attack into the 50% jungle bonus. So Churchill just had a terrible loss that turn. That was really bad. Also, how is the city size 10? So that was not good for Churchill. That was a very bad trade for him. It was going to come down to whose stack hit whose while they had the defensive cover. And yeah, Churchill stupidly attacked into the defensive cover and just lost all his units. So that was a whoopsie. Whoops. Not great. Also, more great prophets being born. Gonna have so many shrines for Hammurabi. All right. Meanwhile, I think we're about to bid farewell to Mao here. I don't know how many more turns it's going to take, but Hammurabi builds yet another shrine. Yeah, here comes Kublai with his latest stack. All right, this should be it, though. How many more turns is he going to let this guy live? All right, he had to bombard defenses. Okay. Just trying to check in with what's going on over here. Again, Churchill seems to be not doing well in these fights here. He keeps seeming to lose these, so Kublay's definitely doing better. All right, this should be it for Mao. Has to be it now. Maybe they did sign a ceasefire instead of a peace treaty. That's just so... Wait, Boudica got the kill. Oh my god, all that and then Boudica got the kill. Oh man, are you kidding me? Okay. Oh my god. I mean, Hammurabi had such a huge stack right there. And he was like, nope, I better stop to bombard this down to 0 defense. And Boudica actually got the kill. All right. Well, that happened. Okay, we gotta do our updates on this sheet. All right, so first to die is Mao. Not his season this time. I can't believe that Boudica got that kill. All right, so pool 2 leader going out. Mao goes out. This is game 1. Turn. What a turn is this? Turn 158. 158. Boudica gets the kill credit. Somewhat shockingly. Playoff scoring. First to die. First eliminated is Mao. Let's see how many people had that. I don't think that was a terribly popular pick. All right, we had 190. Okay, reasonably popular. We had 38 out of 300, so about 10%, roughly. A little over 10% had Mao. Good pick, better than my pick, certainly. And then now for fantasy purposes. We get 1 kill credit for Boudica. Where is Boudica? She was not one of the more popular leaders in the contest. Here we go, 1 point for ASM. And then first to die points for Mao. But as a seeded leader, you probably don't want to... Yeah, Bellamorph having paid 28, you probably don't want the first to die points. But, you know, it's still something. Still get the first to die points there. All right. And thus, the first elimination of the season is in order. Okay. All right, so let's take stock of our game situation. We'll advance 1 turn to get the elimination out of the way. All right. Let's stop and take a look at our game state here. All right. Well, also these barb cities are getting raised. And Peter continuing to build wonders too. Okay. We'll refresh the map. And let's see what we got here. All right, so score, Hammurabi is pretty far ahead. Everybody else is reasonably close. GMP, it's Peter and Hammurabi are close. Boudica's economy is still terrible. Kublay's economy also struggling. Production, Hammurabi's winning, Boudica's losing. It looks like that's the general story. Hammurabi's winning, Boudica's losing. The other AIs are relatively close. Food, wow, he is way in front. Kublai has actually fallen behind Churchill, which is kind of shocking. And then power, okay, yeah, Churchill has been getting battered in the recent turns. He's been taking terrible trades. So now Kublai's pulled ahead. And then culture, Hammurabi. Okay, apparently he detonated a culture bomb somewhere. Where did he do it? We'll be able to see on the city list. He did it in Opus. Where is Opus? That must be on the border. Okay, it's on the border with Peter. Gotcha. All right, now the next other thing to look at is the diplomacy, right? So Churchill is in a war with Kublai. They can't start a new war. Boudica loves Kublai Khan, and she hates Churchill, even though she's not even remotely close to him. So that's an avenue of potential conflict. Hammurabi loves Churchill, will never declare on him. Actually kind of likes Peter, but he really does not like Kublai Khan. He's actually -4 with Kublai Khan. He's not that far off being furious. And he's also annoyed with Boudica. And then Peter kind of likes most of the people. He's pleased with Kublai. He really likes Churchill, which is funny. He's almost pleased with Hammurabi. They just have the border tension. And then he really does not like Boudica because they've been at war. So it's Peter and Hammurabi and Boudica that are free actors. But I feel like Hammurabi is really the big one we'd want to watch because he's the strongest by a pretty good margin. Anyway, for the time being, we'll watch the one war that's ongoing. And we'll try to check in on who's plotting war after that. And I probably need to speed this along a little bit too because we're already at like the 2-hour mark and we're only in the medieval era. But we should be able to go a little faster as we get later on in the game because there's not as much to watch. All right, Churchill's on guilds. Okay, Churchill's definitely ahead of Kublai in tech, which is probably part of the reason why he's been hanging in there. Anyway, Canterbury did not get captured, and now it's going to have castles, which is going to make it almost impossible. As I said, I just feel like neither one of them can really break through. It's just too hard with all these... I mean, they both have so many promotions on their units. It's just hard to break through on either side. He's the worst enemy. I will say it's not good for Kublai that he's the worst enemy of Hammurabi, who's kind of running away with the game. We'll just check in. All right, he is not currently plotting war. And then Peter is plotting war. Okay. And Boudica is plotting war. Okay, let's go. Well, we're going to have at least a little bit more excitement. Peter, are you going back for another round with Boudica? I mean, if Boudica is not declaring war on Peter, then I guess she could be declaring war on Churchill, which would help Kublai. But anyway, well, we'll keep an eye on that. I don't know quite what they're doing. Again, there's kind of a standoff right on the border. These jungles are like drenched with blood between the two sides. Kublai moves first between these two, so that's probably... Okay, Boudica, that was probably not the wisest decision. That didn't take very long. Well, she just declared war on Hammurabi. Now, her one hope is that Peter piles into this war, and that it's a 2v1, because if it's a 1v1, I don't like her chances at all. So she's got to hope that Peter piles in and makes it a 2v1. Because she is not winning a 1v1 here. Hammurabi also really needs to finish getting some more military techs. He has machinery, civil service, so he can build maces, and he's got engineering. We'll see if he goes for guilds next, which would be pretty good, because Boudica doesn't even have longbows yet. All right, well, Boudica's stack is right here. She'll almost certainly capture this city. And then we'll see how much progress she can make from here. Yeah, Peter playing Ultimate Kingmaker, indeed. He could go after Boudica, he could go after Hammurabi. I agree. Although this is a city on a hill over a river, so it's going to be tough. Well, there's only one longbow. Never mind, there's only one longbow here. All right, where's Hammurabi's stack? There's another Boudica stack here. It looks like Hammurabi... All right, here's Hammurabi's stack right here. Looks like he was not expecting this war. His power is a lot higher than Boudica's. Also, as far as what's going on up here, again, it looks like they're still stalemated. Although I think Kublai won the last trade yet again, because he has a lot of injured... When there's like a stack that's a lot of injured units... It's typically a sign that, oh wow, Peter's got a big stack here too. But is it going after Hammurabi or is it going after Boudica? If it goes after Boudica, I'm going to say Hammurabi just wins and the game's over. If he goes after Boudica, then like the game's over. But if he goes after Hammurabi, we inject some doubt back into this game again. So which way is Peter going to go? He's definitely the kingmaker in this game right now. All right, so yeah, Xi'an gets captured. It might just get captured right back by this stack though. I guess that stack is still just hanging out, not moving. But that is a city captured. So that's one city down. Remember that Hammurabi does have the statue of Zeus, so anyone who fights him is going to be in for a bit of a rough time in terms of war weariness. All right, so Kublai moved a stack in, and then that got wiped, from what I can see. So again, these two sides are just continuing to trade. And keep an eye on Peter. He's got a big stack up there. So, yeah, there's a lot of units here. There's 45 units on this tile, just kind of hanging out, not doing anything. Also, this attack on Nanjing apparently did not succeed. There's a war elephant and a horse archer just barely alive in here. I think it succeeds on the following turn, though, unless this crossbow can, like, kill a billion units. It probably will kill one or two, but I don't think it can kill all 4 Gallic warriors. So I think this city will get captured. Unless for some reason these units don't attack and allow... All right, a fresh longbow went in there. All right, yeah, why is this stack just sitting here? The stack of 46 units. You would think they would just go boop, boop, and recapture the city, but for some reason the AI is, I guess, waiting for more units to get there, still rallying units. Anyway, Peter has an awful lot of units up here too. And... once again, the Kublai versus Churchill is still very stalemated. By the way, look how close Kublai, Peter, Churchill, Boudica are in score. They're all still really close. Maybe he's upgrading units. I don't know. Could be. Still, for the moment, the main action seems to be right here. I'm very much surprised that Nanjing ended up lasting there and not falling. Oh, here comes the army. 43 units. Apparently, they're moving on these cities first. Yeah, great choice. Gonna move on these cities. Okay. And at the moment, there's no fighting on the over here. Again, still just waiting on Peter. Peter, where are you going to go? Which direction are you going, Peter? It's like the big, big, big decision in the game is where's Peter moving? We know where his stack is. From here, it could easily go to this tile or it could go to this tile. It could Like, it could be going in either direction. And yeah, the big stack for Hammurabi is down here. All right, Hammurabi is finally on guilds. He feels like he should win these unit trades because like he's trading with pikes against horse archers and maces against swords, Gallic warriors. It feels like his unit quality edge is very real here. Boudica's tech is just lacking. She just got feudalism, but Hammurabi is the entire medieval era, and now he's going banking. Okay. Although I don't think he's 100% on the slider. I think he's upgrading units too. Yeah, he's actually running a pretty substantial gold bonus. So his research rate is actually better than that too. Yeah, Kublai Khan, very late metal casting. Odd that he skipped that for so long. Anyway, just continuing to keep an eye on this. I kept thinking that this city, Xi'an, was going to get recaptured right back, but that is not how it's been played by Hammurabi at all. Why is the stack just sitting? Like, he has this huge stack that's just sitting, twiddling its thumbs, not doing anything. And then Peter is still taking his time here, too. So far, the only stuff that's changed hands has been, although this city might get recaptured just with these units here. The only city that's changed hands has been Xi'an, got captured by Boudica. And then the Eternal Stalemate continues over there in the east. Yeah, this stack is literally just sitting here. It's got 46 units that are just sitting in place. It will start moving eventually. No, Peter's stack is still not moved yet. Kind of a stalemate again. Peter is on divine race. Peter has moved into second place on score, by the way. That's wild. All right, Xi'an did get recaptured eventually. There's also a random a Churchill elephant down here. So that got recaptured, and then these cities are pretty vulnerable here. Peter still... Oh, wait. Peter's stack is on the move. Where is it? Because it's not in Yaroslavl. Where did his stack go? Oh, it looks like it's headed at Hammurabi. Got to inject some drama into this game, I think. Because Hammurabi beats any of these leaders 1v1, but 1v2 is a different story. Yeah, Peter's definitely stronger. All right, I think Peter's going in after Opus here, which is not very well defended. Let's see. All right, we got drama. There goes Peter, who really has managed to play his way back into this game from a pretty marginal spot. All right, 2v1 against the one really strong AI. Let's see. So what Hammurabi should want is he should want to try to get a peace treaty with one of these two. Because if he fights 1v1, he's going to win. But he's certainly losing this city. Like, there's no way he's taking that one. Instead, the bulk of his army is... I mean, he has almost all of his army down here. Like, in the process about... It looks like about to shred right through Boudica. Who, again, still does not have maces or anything like that. But I suspect Peter will make some progress, at least in the short term. And then over here, once again, the eternal stalemate. These guys still making no progress against one another. As Kublai Khan's now in last place. What is going on in this game? Only one catapult in Hammurabi's stack. Is that true? Is he going to get stuck? Oh, yeah, he's got the one catapult of doom. But he has more catapults back here that will probably join. Anyway, let's watch Peter. He's got the new incoming attack. He should easily take this city Opus, which has like nothing in it. So he took out the defenses that turn. I mean, there's no way he's going to be able to stop that. There's no way that Hammurabi can stop that. Question is, how much further does he make it? Because the capital city is right here with like a billion wonders in it. And like if Peter can get here, that's pretty huge. While the main the main stack for Hammurabi is fiddling around down here deep in Celtic territory. If he can make it to Babylon, it's not that far. Peter making a real play here. So, yeah, I mean, he didn't lose anything in that attack. So how far can this stack make it is the real question. Confucianism founded. Okay, is that divine right? Is that the divine right religion falling finally? Anyway, anything going on over here? Not as far as I can tell. It looks like Churchill and Kublai Khan are still just stalemated right now. So we'll keep an eye on that stack in the north here. Looks like the siege is going to commence, and it appears that Hammurabi was able to get 4 catapults, so he will not be stuck here forever. Oh, well, one of the tundra cities just got captured. I think all of these tundra cities are going to get captured. All right, Hammurabi's completed the Mahabodhi, so he got his Buddhist shrine as well. Where's Buddhism in the... That's not one of the major religions in this game. Down here. All right, 9 cities. I mean, not a lot, but not nothing. Again, how far does this Peter stack make it? There's a smaller stack here, but this is the main stack here in Opus. Hammurabi obviously can't afford to trade cities in his core for cities deep in Celtic territory. That said, this is a holy city down here with a shrine that has 19 cities following it, so that's a lot. And like this is going to get captured over here. So I think Hammurabi is strong enough to 1v2 here because Boudica is just very weak, but it would be a disaster for him if he lost like his capital. Oh no, Peter, don't do this. He's moving all his catapults with only 2 maces for cover. They could get wiped so easily here. No, Peter, don't do it. Think of the children, Peter. Is he going to get this stack wiped like an idiot? Oh my god, he's just dangling all of his siege units out there, completely unprotected. That's just asking for these units to die. Like, if you just slam, like, 4 knights into this stack, they're going to flank everything. Anyway. So, another city... Okay, another city was taken up here. This one wasn't on my radar as something to be captured. So, that's 2 pretty important cities that Hammurabi just lost there. So, again, how far can Peter make it on this rush? Can he actually put this together while... why is Hammurabi building a grocer right now? It's like, dude, this is an all-hands-on-deck moment. You can't be building grocers right now. The castles are good builds. The grocers, no. Again, most of his army is still down here. Does Hammurabi have units in the north? I don't know. Most of his units are down here in the south. It's true. Most of his army is down in the deep south, so I don't know. I'm really curious how far Peter's going to be able to push this. Peter definitely made the game a lot more exciting, right? Like, this game would have been a done deal. And by the way, over here, it looks like Churchill actually has the upper hand at the moment. I mean, for the time being anyway. This war just goes on forever. Are we getting war weariness yet from Statue of Zeus? A little bit. Not too bad yet, though. All right. Where is that siege stack? Did it turn around? Or did it get... Well, no, here it is. Okay. This is literally just all siege and 3 maces. There's not a lot in Hammurabi's capital. He should be able to wipe this stack out, but I don't think he's going to. Not until he gets some more units up there. All right, Vienne is pretty packed with Boudica's units. And the stack is still intact, although it looks like some units got hit with something. I mean, there's like no... How is it that Hammurabi has like nothing defending his core? He has almost nothing back here. It's wild. He still builds grocers furiously. I mean, he's got a stack right here, just like... I don't know. Maybe we'll see if he uses it or not. Also, there's a pretty sizable stack right here just doing nothing. I don't know. He's currently losing his capital. Oh, here. Now he's finally bringing up some more units. Okay. Finally brought up some units. Although I don't know what these knights are doing. Anyway, over here, all right, this city, Ninghasia, which has been fought over forever, is getting hit with Trebs. Those Trebs should get pretty good odds against everything in there. Kublai Khan still does not have engineering. I think fighting against knights has just been really rough. Knights should get such good odds against everything. I'm still wondering also when this stack is going to move. They're literally just been standing there for like the last 8 turns. I don't know what's going on there. And I don't know if this army is big enough to take Vienne. There's so many units in here. How many units are in this stack? 30. Okay, 31 is probably enough. How many defenders? Yeah, okay, that's actually enough once the defenses are down and they almost are. Also, a lot of the defenders are catapults and chariots, which are absolute garbage on defense. Anyway, let's see if the attack goes in this turn on Vienne. Yeah, most of Vienne's defenders are catapults, it's true. All right, up here, yeah, Babylon's down to just 16% defenses. That said, finally there's some units defending it. If there were like actual hitters here on the part of Peter, hitters, I mean a non-siege unit, the kind of the slang term that is used in the Civ community. But there's like no hitters in this stack. There's nothing that's like non-siege. It's only 2 maces and like 8 siege units. It's pretty wild. Anyway, I think VN's going to get attacked this turn. And okay, yeah, that was easier than I thought. And then this stack also kind of got wiped out. Ugh, did a lot of damage to the defenders in here, though. It's like, Hammurabi, why don't you, like, defend your core? I think he will wipe out this stack on the next turn, though. Peter getting Spiral Minaret's kind of nice, too. Wait, what? Where did this Barb City come from? And yes, that stack is still sitting there just doing it. Whatever happened to its pathfinding, obviously something's buggy. Does the AI know to use catapults on defense attacking out? It will attack out sometimes, but it often gets stuck with catapults sitting in cities defending too. It often gets stuck with them just sitting there defending. Anyway, let's see if Babylon can finally clear this stack, or if Peter can somehow pull off the miracle play and take this. All right, no, it looks like the stack is finally getting wiped outside Babylon. I mean, it got closer to taking the city than I think it should have by any rights. But yeah, and so the war is still ongoing. And then we really should watch this too, because Churchill's about to attack. He might be able to take this city. Let's see what happens here. Peter's Giants, I mean, it kind of died. So he lost some of it in attacking Sipar, and then he moved the remnants in, and it got wiped. So it was strong enough to take 2 cities, and then it kind of stalled out, which is not unusual for the AI. But anyway, let's see if this actually gets taken by Churchill. Not on this turn. I still think there's a decent chance, though. Wait, Churchill has a shrine now? That makes it more likely that Churchill will... I didn't even know there was a... Okay, 2 cities. Makes it more likely he'll flip into that religion, though. Anyway, yes, good time to check on the power graph, because there's been a lot of fighting. Okay, yeah, Boudica got mauled, and Churchill and Kublai are still keeping pace. Peter has been slowly losing power. And Hammurabi has been holding mostly steady. He did lose some, but Peter's been losing more, I think, recently. Maybe if Hammurabi would stop building banks and grocers in the middle of his desperate war for survival. Also, he could easily settle more cities up here in the north if he wanted to. I think it's because he's always stuck in these wars. Anyway, this stack is definitely strong enough to go take another city. This stack could easily take Tianjin if it would ever move. And it looks like he's kind of building another stack here. Boudica seems almost finished at this point. She will retain metal access because she has iron over here, but that was her shrine city. So yeah, she is running out of territory, and then there's this bizarre Barb city that's popped up. Anyway, let's see how much... I guess we should keep an eye on this city because Ninghasia might fall. The defenses are slowly being rebuilt. Okay, no, we're not going to trade for the world map. Both sides, it looks like they're healing their stacks. There are 5 trebuchets, actually 7 trebuchets left, so they can easily take down the walls again. Peter does need to peace out before Boudica falls, agreed. Although, for the moment, yeah, because Boudica just can't compete with the units that Hammurabi has. Like, he could easily push and, like, get Grenadiers or Cuirassiers if he wanted to, but instead he's going to go for liberalism, okay. And I bet he'll take economics with it. Yeah, he has very peaceful research flavors, so he'll probably take economics for the Free Great Merchant. But at some point, he'll have to research more military stuff, right? He did skip the water tax, for what that's worth. All right, so this is like the only Peter unit still running around in Hammurabi's territory. And somehow it has not gotten wiped out yet. Also, Ninghasia has 1 catapult left. So, yeah... Peter on military... Yeah, Peter's on military tradition. Wow. Yeah, Peter's economy is pretty good. Okay, he has nationalism, military. He does not have... Okay, he's on military tradition before guilds, which does not make any sense. Does not have gunpowder. He does have nationalism first, though, so he's probably going to build the Taj Mahal. Unless... Did Hammurabi pick that up yet? No. So Peter's going to get the Taj Mahal unless... Yeah, he's already building it in his capital, so he's definitely going to get that golden age. So that's pretty nice. I mean, the gap has closed between Hammurabi and Peter, but I still think Hammurabi has got the clear edge between the two of them. Will this stack ever move before the game ends? But it looks like Churchill has pulled pretty decisively ahead of Kublai because I think he's going to take... Yeah, he just finally broke the Forever War stalemate by pushing through. Again, this jungle belt... this jungle belt here has just been no man's land. It's like it's literally been the trench line at the Somme for like the last 100 turns. But he finally broke through, and now he's on the he's on the plains of northern Mongolia. That is a big, big, big deal. He can use the roads through Hammurabi's territory until he gets down there himself. I mean, for all that Kublai has a lot of territory on the map, like he never really settled cities up here. Like, look at all this territory that's in his borders, but there's no cities here. I mean, Karakorum only works, up to these tiles here? So there's, like, massive amounts of wasted tiles here. He could easily have fit, like, 3 additional cities in here. So there's not much in front of Churchill and, like, the core of Mongolian territory at this point. Kublai is researching guilds. That's going to help. He's building castles. He has Chichen Itza, but he's in a lot of trouble. He's definitely in trouble because Churchill's ahead of him in tech for sure. All right, Churchill's cleaning up optics for God knows what reason, but then like he can go on to gunpowder from there. He's not that far away from nationalism, divine right, education. Kublai is clearly, oh boy, he's missing the top of the tree, so he can't get to military tradition for a long time. And he's definitely behind. Anyway, so what else is going on at the moment? We actually have a little mini stack up here, but that's not going to be enough to take a city. Peter's got a little stack over here too. Actually, Hammurabi has some huge stacks here. Are they going to go for Yaroslavl, or is he going to continue beating on poor Boudica down here? And yes, that stack is still not moved. They're just stuck right there. Does Peter? I thought Peter had some. Okay, Peter has a few units here. I think that Hammurabi might want to recapture Sipar and Opus or Yaroslavl, just so his capital is not quite so exposed to Peter. Losing his capital would be an utter disaster. There's so many wonders in there. And, his capital is still pretty vulnerable. Anyway. So yeah, that looks like a clear win for Churchill. Like, even if they sign peace right now, that one city changing hands makes a pretty big difference. All right, I'm just waiting to see where the next offensive will come. There's a big stack here, so I'm expecting this to move somewhere, whether that's to Yaroslavl or what. All right, that stack's on the move now. Where did it go? Is it back in Dur-Kuragalzu? I think it went back in Dur-Kuragalzu. Anyway, there's still more skirmishing. Like, how are these Horse Archers running around up here? Just running around pillaging stuff. The one thing about Peter, though, so this bears mentioning, Peter's been fighting a lot in Hammurabi's territory, and Hammurabi has the statue of Zeus. So his war weariness has got to be starting to get pretty bad. Yeah, the AI gets 1,000,000 cheats on happiness, but it is starting to get higher. And he gets, we will not fight our brothers and sisters in the faith on happiness too. So the longer this war goes on, the more that's going to be an issue as the game goes on. How big is the stack in Yekaterinburg? Where is that? Up here? It's mostly naval units, so not that much. Mostly naval units. So not as interesting as it might have looked like at first. All right. Yep. This is still a bit of a stalemate over here. Like, I'm watching to see if either side is going to, like, push a big stack across the border, and they're kind of not. So, Hammurabi almost to liberalism. Tech rate very slow in this game. All right, this stack looks like it's going to go for either Sipar or Opus. Sipar is not very well defended at all. There's this random elephant there. Meanwhile, down here, Churchill's put a new stack together and he's advancing into Kublai's territory. It actually looks pretty strong, but we'll check back in on that when it gets somewhere. It still needs a few turns to advance. Okay, so apparently Sipar is the target. I would expect that this will be recaptured. It's actually still in resistance, so not a whole lot that Peter can do there. So that should get recaptured. Yeah, and then the borders reestablish themselves. So Peter's initial offensive, came to the gates of Babylon, but it looks like it's lost momentum now, and it looks like Hammurabi's been reestablished. All right. Uh-oh, that's bad for Boudica. So Sipar recaptured. Peter pieces out. He did hold on to Opus, so he did take one city, but I don't feel like that was enough, and now Boudica is pretty screwed, because now Boudica's left alone to 1v1 Hammurabi, and I'm not sure I see that going well. Anyway, and over here, Churchill has got a stack now. He's going to have to chew through 125% defenses over here. But, you know, he's got stacks and he's going to start chipping away. It probably takes about 8 more turns to get those defenses down. Wait, there's a... Now Kublai has knights as well. Will Kublai be silly enough to attack across the river here? Probably. A lot of knights skirmishing over here. Yeah, Karakorum is slowly losing its defenses. All right, so we should start seeing Hammurabi stacks going after... there's the liberalism. I'm assuming he took economics with it. Let's just see. No, he took nationalism. Okay. I thought he would go for the free great merchant, but no. He took nationalism. So he'll probably try to race for Taj, but I don't think he's going to get it because Peter is ahead in that race. Peter almost has it in his capital. So Peter should get that, but Peter, again, just doesn't have enough territory. Although Peter is looking like someone who might be able to somehow squeeze a second place out of this game. If Hammer rolls over Boudica and Peter, would he win domination? He'd be close. He'd be close. I'm not willing to say yes or no, but I will say he'll be relatively close at that point. And it looks like he's starting to put a stack together over here, but he still needs a little more time. So keep the camera focused on the Churchill-Kublai War, which, again, Churchill seems like he's clearly winning at this point, despite the fact that they've been going at each other's throats for ages and ages and ages. Yeah, this stack is just slowly taking down the defenses of Karakorum. Although whether they'll actually be able to punch through and capture it, I don't know. There are a lot of defenders in there. There's Peter getting Taj Mahal. Again, Peter's been pretty strong in this game. I think Peter's played a much better game than we were expecting, or at least what I was expecting. Hammurabi, what's he? He's going for printing press. Oh, he's going all the way to democracy. Okay, he is doing the Willem where he avoids all the economic stuff, or all the military stuff. But after this, he'll almost certainly have to get something, right? He has to get gunpowder or military tradition or rifling. He has to take something military after this, right? Really working hard to avoid all the military techs. Anyway, we also have a siege over here on Chengdu. But there's only one trebuchet here, so it might take a little while. At least there's no castle defenses there. Anyway, we do hit turn 200. Rifling through the tech tree to avoid rifling, yeah. Still, it feels like... And by the way, is this stack still here? No, this stack actually moved. Okay. That stack that was on that hill forever, they actually did move away. Let's do our quick overview. I think the overall state of the game is pretty clear. Hammurabi's in first. Peter and Churchill and Kublai are pretty close in the middle, and then Boudica's trailing. But we can just do the graphs. Peter's economy continues to be excellent. Really good shape there. Production. Food. Oh, wow. Hammurabi's got a real lead there. Power, got a real lead there. Yeah, Kublai just, it's not going that well for him at the moment. What's going on over here back at the Karakorum siege? It looks like he keeps attacking Churchill, and then Churchill's units keep surviving and then healing with that medic unit. So, yeah, they almost have the defenses down here. What's Churchill do? Is he building more units back there? Yeah, a couple. Churchill's still hanging in there. I don't know if he's going to have enough to actually take Karakorum, because remember, that's on a hill. How many units are in this stack? 22? Maybe. He will have the siege units attack, and that'll help. Maybe. Chengdu is not long for this world. It's just as soon as the defenses are down, but that's just an irrelevant city. Let's watch Kublai's capital. The Observer Civ has finally discovered bronze working. Yay! Okay, enough request spam. On to ironworking. Okay, 300 more turns. We got this. Okay, so Churchill attacked. For some reason, he didn't bombard it to 0. He stopped at 25%. I have no idea why. He did kill some units, but he didn't break through. So Kublai will hold on for the time being. Kublai survives for now. Meanwhile, over here, Chengdu. I don't know if you can say the same for Chengdu. Jeez, can you stop? Didn't you just ask me for something last turn? Anyway, Chengdu is pretty screwed here. Yeah, so as expected, that falls. How many cities does Boudica have left? So 4 in her core, and then 2 colonies. 1 up here, 1 down here. But not a ton remaining overall. This city is just so crushed with culture, it can't even do anything. All right, so the question is, would Peter go back to war? Not at the moment. He's not interested in it. Anyway, what's going on over here? A renewal? Anything new from the war between Churchill and Kublai Khan doesn't look like it. Churchill took his shot, but he didn't have enough. So for the moment, I think we're just watching Hammurabi run through Boudica's territory. Poor Boudica. Despite the fact that Hammurabi is well into the Renaissance era by now, but refuses to pick up any Renaissance units. Still insisting on using medieval units while he researches to the top of the tech tree. This does mean that he's pretty much going to lock down Statue of Liberty, though, which is going to be a powerful wonder, especially when you already have the most cities on the map. All right, anything going on over here? Oh, okay. Kublai is trying to recapture this city. It's reasonably close. Oh, never mind. They just made peace again. So Churchill did manage to take the one city. And then now Kublai and the Forever War has come to a conclusion for the time being. Okay. Kublai got wrecked. Kublai and Churchill both have just ruined themselves with this unending war. And Peter got the economic great merchant. Yeah, he's going to get it. Not Hammurabi. Surprising. Very surprising he didn't try to take the great merchant. It would have been pretty easy to take. On this very long run to democracy tech. What's his culture looking like? Starting to get there. But I don't think he'll go culture as long as he's in wars. Like, the fact that he's been in all these wars does mean he's... Hammurabi, I mean. It means he's been less likely to turn on the culture slider. All right, so Boudica just lost another city. She only has 3 cities left in her core. And that is the only war ongoing at the moment. Everything else, relatively peaceful. So out of the remaining leaders, I mean, Churchill and Kublai Khan just hate each other's guts because they fought each other so many times. Peter is actually pleased. This is insane, but Peter's actually pleased with Hammurabi now. They have so much shared faith and shared civics. He actually likes Hammurabi, so he's unlikely to go back to war. Hammurabi, though, not as happy with Peter. They actually have +7 and +5, but then -6 because you declared war on us twice. Hammurabi would be much more likely to go to war with Kublai Khan, though, which is interesting because of the religious tension there. Could Peter and Hammurabi actually finish 1-2 in this game because, like, they're able to actually become friends over their shared civics and shared religion? That would be kind of wild if that was the case. Anyway, for the moment, we'll just continue. Wait, Tolosa got captured back? Okay, I wasn't expecting that to happen. How are you not able to hold that? Hammurabi, you have like a massive army there. Just literally hit the city with your 10,000 units. You have 29 units here. Why are you not recapturing that? Oh, look at the promotions on that crossbow and that mace. Boudica does get a lot of promotions, doesn't she? So you can really see Hammurabi does not have the killer instinct. He really just wants to build his wonders in peace. He does not really want to go conquering. He can do it, any AI can do it, but he really doesn't want to. He just wants to sit back and build. Like I said, he really does not go for the... I mean, like, even now in his core, he's building theaters and whatnot. And forges. He really doesn't... Okay, wow. That city, did he put a culture bomb in here or something? No, I guess the border's just expanded to 5,000 cultures. So 20, 40, 60, 80. Yep, I mean, this city won't flip. Oh, wait. But I thought it can't flip because it was... Oh, it can revolt, but it can't flip. I was like, it can't have a revolt chance. It was captured in war, and they can't flip back if captured. It can still revolt, though. It just can't get... it just can't actually culture flip. It can just revolt. I wouldn't be surprised if Peter gives that city back, though. Because, like, the city is completely useless to him, and he actually likes Hammurabi pretty well. So don't be surprised if he just liberates that city back, and then Peter's whole war will have been completely pointless. All right, people who are not in a war. Kublai, is he plotting? No. Churchill? No. Peter? No. So it's just this war for right now. So we can next turn it a little bit faster, and Boudica is not long for this world. Again, her economy has just been so bad throughout the game. She really didn't have a chance because she just couldn't ever research anything in any... Oh, Peter just swapped religions. Now that is a big deal. Let me just screenshot that. So Peter just changed religions, and that means that he loses that massive shared benefit. Yeah, now Hammurabi's annoyed towards him, and now Peter drops down to annoyed with him. So they were cautious, on the verge of pleased, and now they hate each other because of the swapped religion. That was not a good call from Peter. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that was not a good call, because now he almost certainly has an angry Hammurabi, although Hammurabi's going for divine right, so as he continues to ignore every military tech. major fumble for Peter. I think he had real chance of sneaking through in second place in this game, but now it's looking less likely. Anyway, for the moment, though, we're just watching Boudica as she slowly dies because this has already been a long game, and I know it's going to... There's still a ways away. Wait, where did all those units go? Did Boudica wipe the stack? Oh, they pulled back here for some reason. I don't know. Sooner or later... I mean, there's no defenses in Bibract. What is Hammurabi doing? He pulled all his units back here to VN. What in the world? Why in the world did he not attack that capital? I have no idea what he's doing. Churchill's went to military attrition. Well, he just went to gunpowder now. But yeah, he'll... Okay, I guess he was reconfiguring his stack. Now it's back again, or at least some of the units are back again. Churchill will definitely go for rifling more at an earlier date than... Like, he shouldn't ignore that because it has his unique unit there, and the AI tends to prioritize that. Yeah, he does. We'll have gunpowder, so we will have cuirassiers, so we will have that slight edge over Kublai Khan. For the time being, though, I'm just continuing to watch this very incompetent conquest of Boudica by Hammurabi. Very slow, but it is making eventual slow progress. How about check in again? All right. Back to we have enough on our hands again. Okay, Peter coming back for another round, it would seem. Hey, Hammurabi. Hammurabi now finally on replaceable parts. Is he finally going rifling? Because if he picks up rifling, that's... Is he finally going rifling? All right, he is going rifling, and that's very bad news for everybody else. That his one weakness is he didn't have... Oh, he doesn't have gunpowder yet, though, does he? He also does need to pick up gunpowder. Right? No, he does have gunpowder. Okay. He does have gunpowder. Never mind. So, Peter, you could be attacking into a buzzsaw if you come in here right after Hammurabi gets rifling tech. That would not be the best decision. How about over there with Churchill? He's not plotting war. How about Kublai? He is plotting war. All right. Back to the relations screen again. All right. So, Kublai, I mean, who could it be? Who could he possibly be going back to war with? I'm confident that he's going back to war with Churchill yet again. No, you can research... Oh, wait. Can you... Do you have to have... Oh, right. You do have to have gunpowder to even research it. You can ignore rifling completely, but you do have to have gunpowder to research it. That's a good call. All right. Bibract should fall on one of these upcoming turns. I mean, there were a lot of units in there. Actually, there were quite a few units in there. There's this reinforcement stack might be needed to take this city. But as we said before, Boudica, now that she's in such a weak position, she just can't replace the units that she's losing. And knights get odds on just all these units. Like, knights against crossbows is just such a slaughter. Crossbows are only 6 strength. The 6 strength against the 10 strength is just so lopsided. Anyway, let's see where Peter is building his units up. All right, it looks like he's building them in Opus, so I'm pretty sure he's going after Hammurabi yet again. It is looking more and more likely it would be Hammurabi first and Churchill second, but... Still have a ways to go. All right, but Bibract, yeah, is still hanging in there. And Churchill, okay. Churchill flipping to another religion could be significant. That's going to hurt his relations a little bit with Hammurabi. Yeah, he's actually only cautious now with Hammurabi. Hammurabi's still pleased with him. Less so the other direction. Churchill has enough problems on his hands, though. He does not need to worry about this. He's furious with Kublai and annoyed towards the other two. He does not need to pick a fight with Hammurabi. Anyway. Will Bibract finally fall? It's been under siege for, like, ever here. It's going to fall on the next turn, I think, because there's hardly any defenders left. Statue of Liberty is almost done. Statue of Liberty next turn. I mean, Hammurabi has so much territory at this point. He still didn't take this city. Is he healing? He still has not captured this city yet. It's certainly taking enough time to get this. I don't think Boudica can hold much longer, but I guess, you know, the one thing that gives Boudica hope for surviving this game and making it to like a wild card is this city over here. This one's so far away. That said, Hammurabi will walk through Churchill's territory to go get that city if it's the only one left. But if he's got a hot war with Peter on his hands, he might ignore that. All right, Hammurabi's going to have rifling. That's going to make it really hard for Peter or anyone else to do anything. And yes, the tech rate in this game has been really slow. We also, by turn 229, it's not unusual for us to have an AI that's like well into the industrial era on the cusp of the early modern era. But like Hammurabi's the tech leader, and he's still like just finishing the Renaissance. Actually, still has a fair bit of the Renaissance to go. It's a very slow tech-paced game, which is kind of what we thought it would be, but it's been even slower than I thought it might be. All right, anyway, Peter, are you still plotting war? Oh, no, Kublai Khan is declaring war on... Okay, wow, Kublai. I wasn't expecting that. It could have Peter jumping in. We could actually have a 3v1 against Hammurabi here. But, like, the timing is just too late. There's already rifles on the board. It's too late. Like, how is he going to make any progress against rifles? I don't see that happening, but... I mean, he'll capture, like, a city or two, right? Like, this stack will take some, but... How are you going to make progress against rifles? I don't see it happening. And Hammurabi's going to have calves, too, because he's just doing military tradition. Imagine if Churchill made it a 4v1. I mean, maybe, but... Where's Churchill? Yeah, he is at 0. It could be a 4. I mean, I guess that's possible. Well, this is a long shot here, but like as I said, Kublai will definitely take a city here. And then if Peter jumps in, it definitely makes it more complicated. Yeah, look at all this. War with Kublai Khan, worst enemy of Kublai Khan, war with Boudica, worst enemy of Boudica, worst enemy of Peter. Hammurabi's just so far ahead in terms of tech. Is Churchill plotting war? No, he's not at the moment. We know Peter is, and we know Peter's coming back for another round, too. I mean, if Peter can snipe Babylon, right? I mean, weirder things have happened in this game. It just feels like Hammurabi's so far ahead. Still, weirder things have happened. Hammy 4v1, then wins by conquest. Anyway, so yeah, most of Hammurabi's stack is over here still. But like Boudica, I mean, we say like it's a 2v1 and then Peter makes it a 3v1, but Boudica is so dead and so weak at this point. Boudica's like irrelevant. It really would just be a 2v1. Anyway, let's see how far Kublai Khan can make it. The AI usually is able to grab a city or two on like the initial sucker punch because like the AI, whoever they're attacking does not expect the war, but then they tend to stall out afterwards. I mean, Beijing's not a bad city to take. But as I said, I'm just not sure how much further they get. Also, do you really want to be building Islamic missionaries in Versailles right now? Is that really what you should be building, Hammurabi? Like I said, he really does not have a killer instinct in this game. Sometimes his peaceful instincts really hurt him. Well, we'll see if they end up backfiring here. He's got a whole bunch of Mongolian knights running around in his southern conquests. That said, the main stack is now apparently on its way back. This is like the main stack here, and it's got a mixture of rifles and other stuff. I think he's upgrading units to rifles too. Yes, he is. He's running a humongous gold surplus, so he's probably frantically upgrading rifles. He's plus 500 gold, and the AI gets discounted upgrades. So in like 10 turns, everything's going to be rifles, and that's going to be really hard. Also military tradition, so he'll have cavalry everywhere in 2 turns as well. All those knights will become calves, and then they just shred everything. Cavalry against anything medieval is such a one-sided fight. Because like I expect to see Kublai having a pretty sharp decline in power. Yeah, okay. Kublai did build up his army. Hasn't lost too much yet. And by the way, somehow this city is still... These 2 units are still sitting here. Been there forever. I guess there's a little attack force going forward here. But it definitely looks like Hammurabi pulled most of his units back to come fight. Like... This group here can potentially wipe this stack. Yeah, I think most of those Kublai units... Well, actually they pulled back into Beijing, but now they're very exposed if they get hit in Beijing. So I don't think this is going to go well for Kublai. Like I said, he got the initial attack. He took a city, but I don't think he makes it much further than that. He still has the 23 units in there. But the units have now moved to here, so I expect that they're now going to attack here. And yes, most of those 23 units just died. And Hammurabi did just get military tradition. So in terms of other people having Renaissance era techs, Kublai Khan's going for chemistry, so he's looking to go for grenadiers. How about Peter? How close is Peter to the next generation of military tech? Okay, he's not far off. He just needs gunpowder rifling. So he's pretty close. And And then Churchill is further back. He has gunpowder. He's already on military science. So he'll have cuirassiers and grenadiers, but not rifles. Anyway. So yeah, Beijing looks like it's going to get recaptured, I think. Or I thought it was going to be. I'm surprised that city wasn't captured sooner. Because there's not much left here. I think this stack was upgrading. So yeah, Hammurabi not exactly like putting his foot down and just blasting through this game. He's on astronomy now. Okay. There's still a pretty good Kublai stack up here. All right. Oh, I thought this stack had actually gotten wiped out. No, it's still hanging around. It's just in neutral territory healing. Yeah, he did just upgrade some of them to cuirassiers, or he has at least some cuirassiers. Hammurabi, once again, not exactly showing the killer instinct there. His power is skyrocketing because of the rifling upgrades, but he actually has to use those units. By the way, Peter's still plotting war. He's still plotting war. Apparently. Looks like most of the fighting is still going to take place in this area here. As far as I can tell, I think some of the Kublai units were attacked, but it's hard to tell sometimes in these fights. By the way, how about Churchill? Is he plotting war? Nope. Churchill's like, I'm pieced out here. I'm not getting involved in this. I don't know if you guys can hear, but Sydney's apparently going crazy about something upstairs. I bet it's just the mail. It usually gets delivered around this time of day. Boudica's on Code of Laws. Yeah, Boudica's economy is it's a sight to behold. Anyway, there's still a ton of units in this here in former Beijing. I don't know why. I don't know how this hasn't gotten attacked yet by Hammurabi. He's got rifles and cavs right outside the city, and he just won't attack for some reason. I don't know if he's waiting for them to heal or what. I guess he attacked that turn because some of them looks like they died. Churchill going redcoats? Probably. We can check on that. Nope, he's going democracy tech. Wait, another city captured? Well, so far Kublai's up 3 cities in this war, even though somehow he's attacking into rifles and cavs with medieval units, and he's somehow taking units. Again, I don't expect that to last too much longer, but so far it's been happening. All right, yeah, I did expect that to get recaptured. I have to stop Sydney. He will not shut up. I'll be right back. Yeah, all right. Literally just a UPS truck dropping off stuff. Not even at our house, just in our neighborhood. All right. Let's keep going. So, what was that? Beijing finally got recaptured. Probably, yeah, I was going to say probably not great for Kublai. Anyway, is there any fighting going on? So Boudica is just like clinging to life with a handful of cities. As now Hammurabi, I guess, is dealing with Kublai, who, by the way, has gotten back into second place on score, although it's pretty close. Kublai, Peter, Churchill are all very close. So still waiting to see if Peter's going to jump in here. But its cavs are just so much stronger than these medieval units. It's going to be hard to stop cavalry just riding all over the place and capturing whatever they want. I guess Kublai Khan does have cuirassiers, which are also good units, but not as strong. By the way, is Churchill gonna? Churchill does have. We have enough on our hands right now. I mean, Churchill could go for whoever, but I have to think he's going back against Kublai. He's literally furious with Kublai Khan. So this could be the end of their conflict now that Hammurabi's in this fight too. But I mean, he could be declaring war on Hammurabi. It is possible. Would feel like an unlikely war, but it could be. It could be the 4v1 as we've discussed. I guess so. He hates Kublai so much. You'd think Hammurabi would pick up steel so he could actually have cannons instead of the stupid trebuchets. Oh my god. It is Hammurabi. Are you kidding me? You're kidding me. He literally did declare war. That's insane. I literally can't believe that. That's utterly wild. That's completely ridiculous. What kind of programming quirk results in that? He's literally just turned and attacked his best ally throughout the entire game. And now Peter's going to declare war as well. Oh my god. Is Kublai actually going to win this game? I'm serious. Is Kublai Khan going to win this game after all the disastrous mistakes he's made? Are you kidding me? By the way, how unlucky has Hammurabi been in this game? Just like every time he gets an advantage, somebody turns and attacks him again. He's been attacked so many times. Even his best ally is attacking him. It's really wild. Anyway. Oh boy. I don't even know what to say. I can't believe, like, this is literally his game-long ally. And then, yeah, like, he literally has just dealt with Kublai, and now in comes Churchill after dealing with Boudica. It's just like one after another, they keep coming in like dominoes. And the only reason this happened is because Churchill has this ridiculous religion in here that has no following whatsoever. So he flipped into this religion. It's just, this is like the only religion in the game that Hammurabi does not control the holy city. And yet Churchill flips into this religion and then declares war on him. It's just completely ridiculous. This is still going to be difficult because of his tech lead, but I mean, he's probably going to lose a little more territory here. What a game. Game one. This is the game that there wasn't a lot of enthusiasm for this one based on the leaders being kind of meh, but what a game, man. What a game this is. I mean, part of the problem for Hammurabi is he's literally in the middle of the map, so like he borders everyone everywhere. And that has caused a lot of border tension with him, with a lot of these other people. All right, now Churchill is going to be in for it. So far, he hasn't really seen much fighting yet. And then, of course, we still have Peter. Wait, did Peter just declare war? Yeah, Peter just declared war too. Okay. And then Peter came in too. It's literally a 4v1 right now. Got to screenshot that. All right. I mean, you guys talked about it. I was like, oh, come on. It's not going to be a 4v1. That's ridiculous. Nope, 4v1. If I had Hammurabi to win the game, I would be so pissed right now. But again, it's all medieval units against, like, it's literally all medieval units against rifles and calves. It's just, I don't know. It's just really hard to make up that deficit. It's just tough because the unit quality is so much better for Hammurabi. Peter in particular, it's really stupid. Peter could have had rifles by now if he wanted to, and he just didn't go for them. Hammurabi just went into state property. Okay, bud. Anyway, so we've got Churchill's main army is right here. Kublai's army kind of already died. At least Peter, and yeah, I did expect that city to fall. The question again is how much further can he make it? I did kind of expect... I mean, Peter's stack is going straight for Babylon, which is not very well defended. There's a lot of wonders in here. This is like his best city. There's Statue of Zeus is in here, Statue of Liberty, Sistine's in here. This is an incredibly valuable spot, and Peter's going straight for it. Peter's also doing his best to avoid rifling. Here he goes. I mean, I think he's going to well... Yeah, and he just took another one of these cities. Yeah, I mean, it's just the AI, when they get attacked from so many sides at once, it's really hard for them because they're just so many targets they have to deal with, and they can't really prioritize the way a human can. So it's rough. It's really rough on them. They also continue like attacking the enemy instead of doing what they should do, which is just defend their territory. Like they'll continue sending out groups to like go kill enemy cities instead of rallying back to just hold what they have. But yeah, like this is just wild. I just cannot believe Churchill spends the entire game fighting Kublai Khan, and then when he has an opportunity to finish off Kublai, no, he turns and attacks his game-long ally instead. It's just so weird the way this game works sometimes. Anyway, yeah, so Babylon, I mean, if Babylon goes down here, I really think that Hammurabi could collapse in this dogpile, and then it's just, then at that point, I have no idea who wins the game. I really don't. Although it does look like this stack kind of got shredded pretty good. Well, we'll see. I mean, if Hammurabi wins this, he certainly deserves it. It's been literally everybody against Hammurabi in this game. All right, so Peter's stack against Babylon got wiped. Now the next big threat for him is Churchill's got these trebuchets and grenadiers incoming up here. So, and by the way, is anyone going for... Kublay's about to have grenadiers, which is going to help Kublai a lot. Does he have any new threats, stacks moving forward? I guess the main one now is this Churchill one, as everybody continues to fight against Hammurabi. I mean, the other leaders are not shocking. It's just the Churchill one is... I mean, I understand logically how it happened, the religious flip, and then they have some border tension, but just... It is weird. It's just weird to see. Like, it's just kind of weird to see. All right, so yeah, these trebuchets are slowly bombarding. What is anything else going on? By the way, how bad does the war weariness have to be? You'd think war weariness would be really bad on some of these sides. Yeah. Yeah, that's... look at that. Emancipation plus 7 unhappy faces from Statue of Zeus. Oof. He's actually having to run 10% on the slider, and Kublay's economy is just cratered as a result. Look at it. He can't even keep a size 7 city happy. He's got so much unhappiness. Boy, Kublai needs to peace out really badly. He actually did gain some territory. Kublai would really benefit from piecing out and then focusing on his econ instead of continuing to ram units into rifles. But like Peter and Churchill are finally both going for rifles, and once that happens, they're at tech parity, at least military-wise, with Hammurabi, which is a big deal. Like if they have rifles, I mean, Churchill will have redcoats. If they're fighting at tech parity, they can actually, you know, take and hold territory here. So this stack, it should be able to capture the city. I mean, Grenadiers do great against rifles. That's literally their purpose. Everyone going for rifles. Hammurabi really needs one of these AIs to peace out with him, preferably 2, so we can get back to focusing on fewer targets at once. Peter being in a gold mage definitely does not help either. So yeah, another city falls. Not that that does anything for Churchill yet, because it's so swallowed by culture. But yeah, it's like this narrow strip of cities running down the middle of Hammurabi's territory, and then everything on the sides has like been getting captured. And I didn't realize that Peter was attacking over here at Tolosa. I didn't realize that that was where he was focused now. Definitely a lot of losses on the AI's parts. Like they're, oh man, look at the power graphs. Everybody's losing a lot, especially Hammurabi. Now Churchill is almost caught up in power. It's just a crazy game. But, all right, another city taken back. We'll see if one of these leaders is willing to peace out. I guess this is where Hammurabi's been focusing his units. Again, he really should just be defending, not trying to capture cities from these other AIs. I'm waiting to see if Kublai... All right, and now Kublai has a stack incoming too, which should be able to capture Beijing. I mean, it's just like there's so many of these stacks incoming from different directions, and the AI does not know how to defend properly. Like, the AI is good at attacking, but they won't, like, bring a big stack to defend. They usually just attack. So I expect this will get captured, too, yeah. Not that that's not gonna help the war weariness, though. Yeah, this city has, now up to 20, was it, 10% on the slider, 20% espionage. It's not a very efficient economy there. So apparently Hammurabi dislikes Peter the most because he's been capturing Peter's cities back. I don't know if he was somehow knew that Peter was about to get rifles and then it would be harder to capture them. But he did manage to take 2 cities from Peter here. So Peter just got rifles and Churchill's about to get rifles. And Churchill's got a stack moving in here, although this stack looks like it's pretty vulnerable. All right, Peter made peace with... Okay, Peter and Hammurabi made peace. That's a big deal. Because Peter had just gotten rifles. Peter ended up losing... He lost this city, Yaroslavl. And then he lost this city. I guess he did pick up Sipar. So I guess that's net -1 cities for him. Something like that. Peter didn't have gunpowder until a few turns ago. Yeah, he just picked that up. All right, so now it's down to just Churchill and Kublai and technically Boudica, who is still alive but is irrelevant in this game. She's researching theology. So we'll see now if that swings things back towards Hammurabi's favor. That's a huge that he managed to get peace there. Definitely helps a lot. He's definitely still in first place on in terms of tech. So Kublai's got a stack in Beijing. Kublai keeps fighting in Beijing. And then Churchill's got a stack of grenadiers on the kind of the northern plains, but grenadiers don't do very well against cavalry. Rifles do a bit better, well, they're still not great. This city looks like it could be recaptured pretty easily. Again, the war weariness has to be catastrophic for anyone fighting in Hammurabi's territory. All right, Kublai has more units riding out, although he's not defending Beijing as well. Kublai's mostly using cuirassiers and grenadiers down here. Oh, and this city was captured too, that's right. So much violence everywhere. And to think, Hammurabi and Churchill could have just worked together and eliminated Kublai. Yeah, the redcoats are coming, indeed. They are coming. They're on their way. Look, Babylon has hardly anything defending it. But I don't think that Churchill's going to be able to get over there and take it. Hammurabi's not that far away from factories either. And he is organized, right? Yeah, he gets the cheap factories. So that would be a big jump if he got there. Also, oh, okay, apparently this stack's trying to take back Beijing yet again. Boy, this city's been fought over so many times, hasn't it? Just curious now to get a power update. All right, wow, so Hammurabi took a beating, man. But he's been dragged down very close to the others in power. Hasn't really done that much to Churchill yet. He put a savage beating on Kublai, but Kublai's kind of rebuilt his forces since then. I mean, it's quite a game. Although the war weariness from Statue of Zeus is really killing. How bad is it over here? Pretty bad. The emancipation plus war weariness is definitely not helping. What Peter should probably do right now is go take over the rest of Boudica's territory while it's like basically free. That would be pretty smart. Instead, he's going to go state property. Yeah, so much violence everywhere. So yeah, Hammurabi kind of lost the military lead, although he will get it back if he gets to assembly line, which he can research at any point in time now. It's very much available. He also would probably benefit a lot from biology, but I guess he's going railroad first. He's definitely not going to, and then, okay, Churchill was able to get into emancipation, so that'll help his unhappiness. He's definitely not going cultural victory anytime soon. Oh, wait, here comes Church. I didn't even realize Churchill managed to get this stack up next to Babylon. He only has a couple of trebuchets, but he might, I mean, maybe he can do this. That would be insane if he was actually able to take this city. It's like, Hammurabi, are you going to fight back, or are you just going to sit there and let your capital get taken? I know he's fighting down here as well with Kublai Khan. He's also apparently has some units over here in Boudica's territory for God knows what reason. Now, let's see. Is Churchill going to take his capital here? That would certainly end any possibility of a cultural victory if that were to happen. All right. Enough with your request spam. I mean, the borders, the defenses are going down here. Like, is Babylon is he gonna cram more units in here or what? Okay, and then Hammurabi did fight back and looks like he wiped the stack, or is about to wipe the stack. Churchill moves first between the two of them in turn order. Yeah, there's not much left of this stack. Of course, yeah, okay. Looks like that threat was cleaned up for the time being at least. Down here, Beijing, if it was attacked, it held. I don't know if it was attacked or not. Kublai's still running around with more units. Kublai on rifling as well, so he's getting there. So Kublai's going to have, cavalry and rifles shortly too. All right, Churchill just had his stack wiped out. All those units died. So that was not great for Churchill. There's just another stack incoming here. Again, they're just kind of wearing down Hammurabi with wave after wave after wave of units. Like, imagine all those as cavalry instead of cuirassiers. Like, it's pretty bad right now, but it's going to be much worse if this continues. Also, how bad is the war weariness is pretty bad here. Kublai can't get his cities above size 10 because they're so crushed with war weariness. We should just do a quick econ check because I'm curious about that. So Kublai's at 200 beakers, Boudica at 70, Churchill at 428, Hammurabi at 500, Peter at 600. Peter's the tech leader right now. Yeah, Kublai's just struggling because he's having to put that extra stuff into the cultural slider. By the way, is Peter plotting war again? Yeah, he is. Can he go back to war with... Apparently he can go back to war with Hammurabi again. Is he just going to come back to war yet again? Is Hammurabi just going to be zerged down to death here? Yeah, machine guns would be pretty good against a lot of these units. Like, is Peter coming back into the war again, too? I feel like I'm watching a pack of wolves that are, like, taking down a gigantic deer. A giant prehistoric deer. Just continuing to bite again and again and again. And tear it to pieces. If that happens, I think Peter actually becomes the favorite to win because he's the tech leader amongst the non-Hammurabi leaders. I don't think Kublai Khan can do it. I think his economy is too bad. Why would I have so much explaining to do? This isn't a great, entertaining game. I just hope it finishes before turn 400 because the tech pace is so slow in this game. I'm trying to advance the turns relatively fast because, yeah, with Peter on my team, this has been an emotional roller coaster. I know, right? What a wild game. I don't know how Boudica's still alive. Like, she should have been dead so many times over, but just every time someone tries to finish her, some other war comes in and stops it. Anyway, so this stack is trying to take this city. It looks like it got hit with siege, but didn't actually die. Looks like I got hit with some cannons, but didn't die. Although now it looks like it. Wait, is that a peace treaty? I think that was a peace treaty. All right. Did any of the city... And the city got given back. Okay, that's a big deal. Hammurabi got a city back. Okay. Well, if you are rooting for Hammurabi, that's huge. He has survived the 4v1. Now it's down to just 2v1. Really a 1v1 because Boudica is pretty irrelevant. So, and he even got a city back. Although this city, Nippur, was lost in the war. By the way, there's a lot of units down here. So now we'll see if Hammurabi goes and deals with that. He did make it to railroad. Okay, well, that city got captured. The former Chinese lands have been fought over so much in this game. Yeah, Kublai has quite a few units here. Not a good turn for Hammurabi. He got savaged pretty good there. So he's still hanging on, but again, Kublai is about to pick up rifling tech, so that's going to be big for him. All those cuirassiers running around will finally be cavalry. Now Hammurabi is going to have machine guns, and I think he's about to get... I think he's close to researching assembly line too, which will open up factories and infantry. But I mean, that's pretty big that Kublai gets. Nope, Hammurabi's going combustion, which is not going to do anything for him, at least not right away. Like this won't... I mean, you need this to connect oil, but he really, really should have gone assembly line instead of going steel, railroad, combustion. Anyway, we'll see. Also, artillery would be nice too, but yeah, he has all the prerequisites for artillery too. He could go for that. That's a very powerful tech. If artillery is really good if your opponent is... Oh wait, and now Kublai Khan just made peace too. What the... Right? Did I see that? Now Kublai made peace as well. Okay, I almost missed that. All right. Well, in the end, Kublai did pick up some territory. He picked up Guangzhou, Beijing, and Nanjing as well. So he actually did make some pretty big acquisitions in that. That now means that Boudica is the only one fighting. So, well, nice knowing you, Boudica, if Hammurabi actually gets a chance to consolidate here for any length of time. Of course, we know that Peter's probably going back to war any moment now. But for the moment, Hammurabi has survived his long running multi-front war, and now he's down to a single front war again. Whew. By the way, how's that diplomacy matrix look? How does everybody feel about poor Hammurabi? Well, he hates everybody at this point. Even Churchill is now -4. He's furious with Peter, who's declared war on him 3 times. They have a +5. You have wisely chosen your civics, and he's still -11 because he's -16 from everything else. That's wild. Anyway, Churchill's now -5 with him. Churchill actually now hates him more than Kublai Khan. He has a +4. Our mutual military struggle brings us together with Kublai Khan, who he spent the entire game fighting with. I don't even know what to say. Mutual military struggle with Kublai. Unbelievable. Anyway, Boudica has very little time left to live unless more people can distract him. All right, Hammer going free religion helps him, actually does help him. Now he loses the religious penalty with Churchill, so that helps a good bit. Churchill is back to cautious with him because they lose the religious penalty, and now he's just angry at Kublai Khan. So that's a smart move to go free religion. It really is. Gets out from some of the hate from some of these other leaders. Anyway, Boudica still has longbows. She's trying to research guild's tech, so yeah. Again, the only reason she's not dead yet is because the other leaders were... Hammurabi was stuck in this ridiculous forefront war. So we're just going to keep next turning until some other war starts somewhere and just watch Boudica's... it's not going well. And now the... okay, there's no siege units here. Yeah, that didn't... Cavs just ran in and took that over. And then this will get captured and then... Oh, are there open borders? Does Hammer have open borders? Oh, he has open borders with Churchill, so he can make it there. I was wondering if they no longer had open borders because, they did fight that giant war against each other. But Gergovia should fall because there's no siege here. They'll just attack. And then it's just a matter of running over there. However long it takes them to get over here. So let's not drag this out. Let's just speed this up. Did Churchill give back Nippur? Where was that? No, he did not yet. Good question, but he did not give that city back yet. He might not. I never can quite figure... Oh, look, there's actually frigates bombing out the defenses there. So it's just how quickly can the cavalry run over and capture this? And there's assembly line. Peter also on assembly line too. Well, there we go again. Kublai Khan back yet again for another round. They just will not leave this guy alone. They absolutely will not. How much do they hate this guy? So when we run the alternate histories, we keep track of how many offensive wars were declared and how many defensive wars were declared. I just want to go through how many times Hammurabi has been declared on. You get a -3 every time you're declared on. So that's twice with Kublai Khan, 2. That's 3 Boudica. That's 4 Churchill. And then that's 3 more. He's been declared on 7 times in this game. 7 times he's been attacked. That's wild. Round 2 of the 3v1. And we're expecting Peter to declare war on him as well. So I guess Boudica's going to live yet again with her one city. This stupid Barb city she captured back at the beginning of the game. But it really does. It definitely helps now that there's this extra buffer territory back here for what's his name, for Hammurabi. And he's about to get assembly line, so he'll be back to having a tech lead again once he has that. So this is not as dire as it was before. He just needs Churchill not to attack him yet again. Of course, Churchill's also plotting war right now. I swear to God, if Churchill attacks him again after he's furious or annoyed with Kublai Khan, I swear to God, if he comes back and attacks Kublai or Hammurabi yet again, I don't even know what to say if he comes back yet again. The AIs will not leave this guy alone. I feel sorry for him. It's not like I picked Hammurabi. I feel sorry for him. They won't stop attacking him. It's wild. Anyway, and Peter's plotting war too? I mean, it's got to be Peter's coming back for another round, right? Is Peter ahead of Hammurabi in tech? It's honestly kind of close at this point. So this is Hammurabi, and where's Peter relative? Wait, are they exactly the same? They're like exactly the same, or really, really close. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe that's just a bug. Yeah, they're like exactly the same. Except they're even researching the same text. Although I think Peter is very slightly ahead. Some game, you guys. Some game. Even the games with leaders, like even the games we're not necessarily expecting much from, can still. Oh, okay. All right, a little bit of order restored. Churchill declares war on Kublai. Okay, that's good news for Hammurabi. I did not pick. I want to be clear. I did not pick Hammurabi to win this game. I just feel sorry for him because he's been attacked 7 times in this game, and he's probably about to be attacked an 8th time. This means Kublai is probably screwed at this point. Probably, because he can't 2v1 against both of these. I mean, they're all relatively close in terms of power. Wait, we lost Bargrass with Hammer. Power. Yeah, they're all very even in power. But everybody else is about to have assembly line, and Kublai Khan, I believe, is not especially close to that. I mean, he's not that far off, but he's clearly behind these other leaders. Also, he is just, his economy is just in shreds from emancipation and war weariness. It's bad. He can't get his cities above size 10. Like, look at the size of the cities. Let me scroll out here. Note that the cities in Babylon are all much larger. He can't get a city over size 10. Yeah, he's too unhappy. Too much unhappiness. Anyway, the crux of the fighting seems to be over here, so let's see what happens. There's just like a million. Everybody is on rifles and calves. There's just a billion calves running around. How much longer until Peter comes in? By the way, the number of wars in this game is really wild, and the victory date's going to be so absurdly late. But I think the victory condition, at least, will be spaceships, so I think I will get at least some points on that. I don't think anyone's winning by culture. Well, maybe we could have a very late cultural victory from Hammurabi. It could happen. So there's just a cluster, you know what, of everybody fighting here. Babylon, Mongolia, everybody's just hurling units at each other. I don't even know who's going to get this city, Guangzhou. I guess I'd probably say Hammurabi would be my guess, because I don't think Churchill has as many units in the area, but it's hard to say. I will say I don't think this fighting is going very well for Kublai, because he's got the 1v2 situation. Also, Beijing is almost undefended now, too. A lot of units fighting over here. A lot of units fighting over here. There's already been so many great generals, we've run out of names for them. Now they just say great general. They don't even get a name. But the production edge is going to be really unfortunate for... Kublai, because now factories are going up all over... Hammer's territory, and he gets the cheap factories because he's organized, so that's going to double production in every city. Also create a lot of pollution, but whatever. AI doesn't care that much about that. And also infantry will get the edge against rifles and calves. So let's just go back to the graphs here for a second. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Also, Peter has retaken the lead now on power. Boy, there's one unit. All right. So Guangzhou got captured. Peter, are you gonna do anything here, Peter? Because if you expected to do something, you've been plotting war for an awful long time. Anyway, and then Beijing has like nothing in it either. So Kublai's recent conquests, which have been traded back and forth so many times, look like they're about to get traded back again. But I think that this really might be it for Kublai. He's just clearly the weak one in terms of tech right now. Is that Peter making his move? Yes, it is. I figured it was because it took a longer time for the turn to roll. All right, yet another war. That's the 8th time Hammer's been declared on in this game. So now he's not going to be able to do much against Kublai. He's going to have his hands full with Peter. Again, Peter's right there technologically. So Peter, even though he's so much smaller, he has a real chance to win a spaceship victory. Especially if he could capture one of these cities. Like, if he could capture Babylon by some chance, he'd eliminate any chance of a cultural victory on Hammurabi's part. And he'd really have a chance to win by spaceship if he could do that. If you picked a victory date that was, like, turn 400, you might be in the running to take the victory time, because this is going to take forever. All right, so Yaroslavl captured. That's not a surprise. That was where... most of the effort was. Where's Churchill's units, by the way? He's got to have a lot of units. Doesn't Churchill have a stack somewhere? Hold on. guess up here. He doesn't really seem to have much. I thought he had a big stack somewhere. I guess not. So I guess right now it's most interesting to watch Peter running around. Peter and Hammurabi is becoming one of the great rivalries on our time. Hammurabi won't turn on the slider unless he has all 7 holy cities, and then it's a 7%. Oh, because he doesn't have the right traits. Tolosa captured by, okay. Because he doesn't have the right traits. All right, well, Peter's offensive is definitely making some progress here. He's already taken 2 border cities. But of course, the real prizes are Akkad and Babylon. Like, these are the real things you'd want to take. And that definitely helped Kublai stabilize down here. So Kublai is still clinging to life. Boudica also still alive somehow with 1 city. By the way, I wish I'd picked more wars. I didn't think that this game was going to last this long. We're already 315 turns into this game, and there's still no one's even in the modern era yet. So we're just in an absolute blood-drenched game this time around. Anyway, Churchill. Okay, Churchill's got some stacks here. I guess this is his stack right now. He needs to get steel. I was going to say he needs to get steel for cannons, but that's... Yeah, he is researching it, but he's still a little ways away. How about Peter? Does he have any forces advancing? No, I'm looking to see if Hammurabi has anything, but I don't see a Hammurabi force at the moment. The main thing I see is this Churchill stack moving forward, but I guess it turned around. Peter built the Pentagon, so more promotions. Okay. It's hard to say who's getting the better of these trades at the moment. Just look at the power graphs again. Well, you know who's not getting the better of them? Kublai Khan. Not looking as good for him. Hammurabi seems to be coming out on top in their clash, although Hammer's in the 2-front war. Should Hammurabi just sign peace with Boudica? Probably. He should have signed peace with her a long time ago. So he could just focus on more important battles. Yeah, you know, for all the bloodletting that's going on, I'm not seeing a lot of units changing hands. All right, one other thing we can also check on. We can check on how many units they have on the financial advisor. So Kublai Khan currently has what? Was it 50? He has 50 units at the moment. Boudica has one unit. Okay. Churchill has 101. Hammurabi has 93, and Peter has 68. Now, that doesn't say what those units are, but it does give us some understanding of how many units everybody's running around with. Anyway, I think the most interesting thing right now is Churchill has the Karakoram under siege. And, all right, Tolosa, that's one of the belt border cities recaptured there. So Hammurabi's striking back a little bit. Hammer has artillery, which tends to be a very strong tech for the AI because it's just so good against anything that's outdated. I mean, it's not good against units that are like the same power, but anything that's weaker, it really shreds through them. Like 18 strength and collateral damage against, like, I don't know, rifles. Like, come on, that just annihilates them. All right, yeah, Karakoram's getting pretty low here. And I think it's going to get captured because there's, like, half the defenders are catapults, which, of course, are, you know, useless units on the defense. And very outdated by now because Kublai has not made it to steel yet. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this city's going down. Infantry get odds on everything in there. Well, there it goes. Now, it didn't free up, like, any tiles, but still, that's not good for Kublai that he lost his capital. Now, Old Sarai and Shanghai needs to get captured, so the borders will actually retreat back to something reasonable in size. Anyway, over here, so I think Kublai is just about done. I don't know if he's going to die in this game, but he's not really a realistic threat to win the game. It is looking less and less likely that Hammurabi is going to be stopped at this point, because he finally managed to get out of the dog pile. I mean, he's still in a 2-front war, but he's mostly just fighting Peter, and Churchill's mostly just fighting Kublai. So it's more like a pair of 1v1 wars at this point in time. And Peter, I mean, like, look how much smaller Peter is. He just has so much less territory. He's done a good job with what territory he does have, but he just has so much less in terms of his cities. It's hard for him to keep up. All the Celtic conquests are really helping Hammurabi, because he, like, picked up, like, 6 or so fairly high quality cities down here, and like that combined with the core in Babylon is making a big difference. Anyway, yeah, so we'll see. Oh, I guess Shanghai now is also under threat over here, although it's being bombarded by trebuchets. And then Beijing is being attacked by these. Okay, that's going to fall because there's artillery pieces there. Opus, another one of the border cities. So yeah, now the border cities are all swinging back to Hammurabi. And I feel like he's turned the corner at this point in these wars. What's the Taoist shrine making? I can check on that. Yeah, Beijing's going to fall shortly. Where is the Taoist shrine? That's... Which one? Where? Oh, it's over here. It's Boudica's old religion. 20 gold per turn plus whatever does it have a market fact? It has markery growth. Okay, so double that. So 40 gold per turn independent of the slider. That's pretty useful. Not bad. Beijing's definitely going to fall here. There's nothing defending it. Yeah, one rifle. Good luck with that. Okay, well now it's one trebuchet. Why the units didn't just finish this off, I have no idea. But yeah, I would expect Opus and Sipar to get... Okay, it looks like Opus was recaptured. I didn't refresh the map, which is why we didn't get the pop-up. But like Sipar is not really defensible up here, and Opus has got one unit in it. Yaroslavl is going to be hard to defend too. Meanwhile, Churchill has got another stack over here at Old Sarai, and there's no siege here, so they'll just attack, but I don't think they have enough to take that. And then the main stack is sieging down Shanghai, so Churchill's going to be quite strong if he absorbs all of Kublai's territory. Somehow Beijing is surviving with one trebuchet on 0.6 health. Not really sure how that's happening. Yeah, well, actually these units all attacked, or they got collateral, something like that. Keep expecting these cities to get captured. Shanghai has almost lost its defenses. What about over here? Do we have any offenses? At the moment, I don't see anything on the offense over here, so we'll keep the focus over in... Oh, there's a cannon coming in to take down the defenses. We'll keep the focus over here in Kublai's territory for right now. Someone please last hit this... use the League of Legends term. Someone please last hit this trebuchet on 0.6 health. Oh, boy. Anyway. All right, Beijing was finally taken. Shanghai's down to 9% defenses. So that's likely to fall soon. It does look like Churchill and Hammurabi are finally... And Hammurabi made peace with Peter. And then, okay. You know, Peter, that was probably pretty smart because you were definitely going to die. But that does mean Kublai and Boudica are pretty screwed at this point. And now Churchill has started to pull ahead of Peter because Churchill's making major gains in this war. All right. Someone please last hit Boudica. I mean, I feel that way too. Boudica is still alive with the one city. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Hammurabi runs over and finishes off that last city. And Peter went free religion. All right. Starting to get closer to the end of the tech tree. So this is what Hammurabi still has. He's still got a lot of text to go. Peter, again, is relatively close, but I just don't see how Peter could ever outrace Hammurabi to space, given how much more territory is in the hands of Hammurabi. I don't see how he could ever outrace him to space. Yep, Hammurabi's still at war with Kublai Khan. Hammurabi's been at war with everyone. He was at war with everyone other than Churchill. And earlier in the game, he was also at war with Churchill, too. But right now, he's at war with both Boudica, who is still theoretically alive in this game, and Kublai Khan. We still have only had one elimination in this game, believe it or not. Okay, now he just got peace. That's a peace treaty being signed right there. But that's actually really good news for Churchill, because Churchill's now in a position to take all the remaining spoils, which would probably cement Churchill for second place, barring something really wacky going on. Now Boudica is finally done, because even Peter and Kublai Khan cannot redeclare war on Hammurabi for a while. There's enforced peace in those peace treaties. And they were both enforced peace treaties because a city changed hands both times. So Boudica is very, very, very dead at this point. It's just a matter of time until we see all the calves racing over. This city, Old Sarai, is pretty... Yeah, there they are. And there they are. Okay. I love the destroyer taking out the defenses. I think Old Sarai and Anastasia are both going to fall this turn. Yep. All right. We finally have another elimination. And Hammurabi does secure a kill credit, which is much deserved in this game. Hammurabi's a long way away from domination. He's actually not that close at all. All right, there we go. Okay, so we finally get the chance to update our spreadsheet for a change. Okay, so next to fall, Boudica. Update that first. She scored 1 fantasy point because she did steal the kill from Hammurabi back there. Boudica. All right. Let's give the kill to Hammurabi before I forget about that. There we go. Boudica, game 1, turn 341. Jeez. 341. All right, and then fantasy. We add a point for Hammurabi. Where is he? Here we go. Grillo had Hammurabi. Okay. Oh, and I forgot I need to cross off the leaders that are dead too. So Boudica's out, and the first to die, Mao's out for fantasy purposes. Okay. Let's get back to the game. I want to try to hurry this along because this game is already approaching the 4-hour mark, and we still have a ways to go. So I'm going to try to hurry this along. All right. Will Kublai be next? I suspect he will be because he cannot keep up with Churchill at this point. Churchill's got too big of an edge. So the forever war in the East was ultimately won by Churchill. And now Hammurabi is not in a war for the first time in... I mean, he's been at war, I think, for the last 200 plus turns. He's actually not in a war for the first time forever. Anyway, let's see. Is Peter plotting war? No, he's not. Are we finally going to get some intervals of peace in this game? And no, he's not at war either. Okay. All right. So, yeah, we're really just down to, at the moment, Hammurabi going through the tech tree. He should be able to start outpacing everybody else now that he's finally not fighting off 3 different people at once. Hammurabi does hate pretty much everybody because they've all declared war on him. He's been declared on 8 times in this game. Well, he's back to pleased with Churchill because, you liberated our cities. And they had mutual military struggle. But, man, does he hate Kublai Khan and Peter. So don't be shocked if he goes after them. The question was, how close is he to domination? He's still a ways away. He needs 64% of land area. Peter's territory would get him close. I don't know if that would get him to domination. It would get him close. Oh, he also has mass... Oh, okay. Could we have a Diplo finish here? That's not out of the question because I think Who would he be up against? Would he be up against Churchill? He would be up against Churchill, so they would split the vote. So I don't think we can get the Diplo ending. If he would be up against Peter by some chance, then we would have a real chance of a Diplo ending. But I think they would just split the vote. All right, I guess we were still in enforced peace, so we have to wait a few more turns before we can check to see if they start plotting war again. Yeah, Hammurabi should be going through the tech tree pretty fast at this point. We're just watching this Beshbalik get sieged down. The sieges should start picking up because right now it's well, I guess it's only 1 cannon. I was going to say it's trebuchets right now, but it should be cannons moving forward for Churchill. All right. Now we're turn 350. We can check in real quick and see if they're back to plotting. Nope, he's not plotting on war. And Peter. Okay, Peter, you just a busy little boy, aren't you? Well, I mean, I think we know who's the war is against. I also think we know this is a very bad idea to declare war on Hammurabi, but I think he's going to do it again for the 9th attack against Hammer. That actually might get us out of here with a domination victory. Maybe. I know that's the most popular victory condition on this map, so I think a lot of people would be happy with that, because I don't think the Hammurabi first, Churchill second is going to be that popular. At least I was right that Churchill was pretty strong on this map. My prediction of Mao being also strong was pretty terrible, though. So I was somewhat right, but not right enough to score any points. Also, I think Kublai was kind of lucky to be as strong as he was in this game. I don't think I was wrong about that, but I was not quite right enough. And who knows, maybe in the alternate histories, Kublai is going to win, I don't know, 10 times. But I don't think so. I stand by the fact that this was not a good map for Kublai. I think I was right about that. All right, so Hammurabi's going to win the vote here. Again, he's going to be up against Churchill if there's a Diplo victory vote, so that's not going to be sufficient. Yeah, so Hammurabi is the leading carrying. Let's see, he voted for himself, Churchill voted for himself, Peter voted for Churchill, but it wasn't enough to put Churchill on top, and then Kublai doesn't have much left. He just lost New Sarai this turn. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, he only has 5 cities left. So we're just kind of watching Churchill now march his units through Kublai's territory. I mean, I guess a defensive pact, if by some chance a defensive pact happened to be signed, but I don't think we're going to see that happen. Most of these leaders can't stand each other at this point. There's been so much warring in this game. So much warring. I honestly think if this goes to space, we're looking at like a 425 turn spaceship, because Hammurabi still has a long way to go on the spaceship, like a long way to go. And then we have to wait for it to arrive at Alpha Centauri. I did not want the first game of the season to be a turn 400 monster. I mean, we've had games where like Waina Kapak or Mansa Musa just wins by culture on like turn 270. Like, we've done 100 plus extra turns over that, or will have done 100 plus extra turns over that. Anyway, not much going on except that Kublai's dying, so I'm just trying to speed this along as much as I can. Anyway, what's the most wars ever? Well, most wars ever is hard to say because we've done wildcard games where there were like 11 AIs. Oh, and there's Peter declaring war again. Okay. Peter going back to war again. Are you sure you wanted to do that, Peter? Keep inflating that war declaration count. I mean, if it gets too much higher, I'm not going to even score any points at all. I think I can get one point if it goes to 16, and then that's it. Because I don't think I'm getting points from anything else in this game, unless maybe space. Still pinning my hopes that we're going to get a space ending in this game. But we might actually just get the domination ending, because I think Peter's going to get run over here by Hammurabi. I think that was a very foolish war declaration by Peter. I mean, there are tanks over here on the part of Peter, but Hammer's just so much bigger than him. Yeah, these cities are already starting to fall. And Kublai doesn't have much left either. So how realistic is domination? Let's take a quick look at that. Anyway, let's get the graphs. Yeah, this was Peter. What were you thinking, buddy? That was not a good call. Okay, so Hammer's at 52%. He already has, or he will have the population requirement. That's kind of a non-issue. Can he get to the land requirement? So he needs 12% more, and Peter has 12%. That should do it. Yeah, this should be enough to get into domination. Or extremely close. Pretty sure that it'll be enough to get into domination, though. All right. So we still have Kublai falling down here. I really thought the tech pace would go a little bit faster than this. Tech pace has been ungodly slow in this game. And another capture over there. Sydney continues barking. You guys maybe not be able to hear that. Right. Also, yeah, probably also gets a little bit more expansion from borders as Kublai Khan dies. That's right. Kublai's only down to one city left. He's been dying pretty fast here. I really wish he would just stop because I'm trying to finish this game, and I'm sure it's just the literal mail truck outside. Yeah, not that this is the walls closing in. The English infantry are coming in from all sides here. And what is that? That was a defy of the... we had a resolution defied there, I think. Yeah, I don't see any conceivable way that Peter can hold for much longer. So it's just going to be the two high peace weight AIs left. You know, I did think about going Churchill first, Hammurabi second. I really wish I'd done that. Would have been able to score some points from getting them backwards. All right, Novgorod captured. Yeah, you definitely require India's assistance here because this should be the last turn. There's no defenses here because the destroyers took it out. So Kublai's just gonna get taken out here. So that's it for Kublai. He scores 0 points, unfortunately, for fantasy purposes. And he was not a juggernaut in this game. I honestly think he was kind of lucky a lot of the time to do as well as he did. But we will have the alternate histories to say, just was he lucky, unlucky? I will say that my read on him, I think, was reasonably accurate today, even though I'm not going to score like any points in the contest, but that's okay. All right, so Kublai gets taken out in 4th place for this game. All right, Kublai, first leader, seeded leader to be eliminated. We're on turn 370. God, this is late. Game 1, turn 370. And the kill goes to Churchill, who continues to do well in this competition. Again, he might be a seeded leader next year. Oh, my God. So Kublai is out. who was that was a pretty big bid on him. Sorry, Grillo. It just didn't happen, unfortunately. And then the point goes to Churchill. So Jamie picks up a point there in fantasy. All right. Let's continue. Try to wrap this up in something like resembling reasonable time. All right. So what do we still have? Now we have Peter, who's in the process of dying and probably giving us a domination end. We're on 54% for Hammurabi now. And Hammurabi just finished industrialism. I wasn't watching that too closely because this is not too close right now. But now he has tanks. And Peter actually had tanks first. But, I mean, Peter has, 6 cities and Hammurabi has 36 cities. So it's not much of a competition when you're outgunned that badly. All right, so it's just how fast can he do this? He's apparently enjoying paratrooping units in. Also, there's a big destroy. Okay, here's the Diplo victory, but this vote will just get split, so it's not going to matter. As I said, there's also a big destroyer battle taking place at sea. Hammurabi's trying to have his destroyers bomb out the city defenses, but Peter has built enough destroyers that he's actually sinking them before they can do that. Still, I mean, it's very one-sided. Hammurabi's finally getting his revenge here. Yeah, see, he had 285, but that's not enough, number one. And even if he had enough, no one would vote for him. He and Churchill just split the vote, so. Yeah, I thought that we would have a relatively late finish, but I didn't think it would be this late. This is really late. Peter lost his oil. Yeah, he just had his oil disconnected by a spy of all things. Hammurabi's pretty close to domination at this point. I believe he will get enough from taking this territory. I think he'll get enough from it. So we're just watching his tanks run over what's left. There's only 3 cities left. I will say Peter played a pretty good game, but his obsession with attacking Hammurabi, I think he legitimately could have taken a second place if he hadn't been obsessed with attacking Hammurabi so much. If he had actually gone back and he could have conquered Boudica's territory, and then that would have given him enough size to maybe compete with Hammurabi. But he could never get out of his corner because he just wouldn't stop fighting Hammurabi over and over again. That was pretty wild. Now the question is, does Peter survive to the wildcard game? And I don't think he's going to. Hammurabi really earned this one. He did, right? I mean, how much more could someone earn it than this game? He got attacked 8 times in this game. 59% at the moment. He needs 64%. I believe this gives him enough, but if not, he might be just short. It is possible. He's finally on some of the spaceship techs now. We're not really watching that too closely because, all right, universal suffrage adopted. We're just waiting for this final city to get taken here. There's not much left. But no, I don't think Peter survives to make it to the wildcard game because domination's not going to be triggered before then. Also, he might not get the population requirement either. It's pretty close there. That said, if he's short on population, once all these captured cities come out of resistance and start growing, he'll definitely hit the population requirement. Oh, and there it is. Hammurabi's won a domination victory. It's a same turn domination victory. Peter missed it by 1 turn. He missed making it to the playoffs to the wildcard game by 1 turn. Well, a well-deserving game from Hammurabi. What a wild finish this was. All right, here's what we'll do. First, we'll watch the replay, and then we'll mark it up in the spreadsheet afterwards. Okay. All right, replay time. Again, one of the wildest things in this game was that Stonehenge build from Kublai Khan. That was just completely crazy. I still can't get over the fact that he managed to flip Mao's second city with the Stonehenge build. Utterly insane. Otherwise, I think Kublai legitimately would have been one of the weakest AIs in this game. Also, it was funny how Boudica was completely screwed, but then fail gold from, I think it was the pyramids. Yeah, hold on. Let me stop here for a second. The fail gold from the pyramids actually saved her economy. Where was that pyramid? So Kublai built the pyramids, and she got enough gold that she could get to pottery and bronze working. Otherwise, she could have died without ever getting to bronze working in this game, which was wild. All right, and then early on, we had all the 1v1 wars, 1v1, 1v1, 1v1. And then things started to swing when Mao got ganged up on. That was like the first big swing in the game. Mao got ganged up on. And Hammurabi ends up with the most territory. But the problem for Hammurabi is he literally has a line down the middle of the map. So he borders everybody. And he has border tension with everybody. And he's also an 8 piece weight AI in a game with 3 low piece weight AIs. So they all are predisposed to hate him. And so the rest of the game is just everyone zerging themselves into Hammurabi again and again and again and again and again. But Hammurabi proves to have just enough of a tech lead and a land lead that he's able to survive it all. And then the ending thing that swung it is Churchill signs peace with Hammurabi and goes after Kublai Khan at the end of the game. And then that finally swings it. That relieves enough pressure that Hammurabi can finish conquering the map. And that's enough to wrap this one up. With 3 eliminations in like the last 50 turns there. A lot of late eliminations here. We went from 5 AIs the entire game down to just 2 in a real hurry at the end of this one. So I believe I only scored 1 point this game. Not a very good job in the picking contest, although I do think my read on the game was reasonably good. It just didn't quite play out the way I was expecting. I really thought that Mao would be strong because Mao would absorb Kublai, and that just did not happen in this game at all. 3 hours, 44 minutes. Oh my god, that is a long, long game. All right, last look at the graphs here. So, I mean, we know what the graphs are. It's just Hammurabi's ahead of everybody. Like, there's not that much to see in those regards. He's just way ahead by the end of the game. Demos. All right, so here's Hammurabi. Let's see. Here's Hammurabi. He's first in everything. And then rival best is Churchill. So he was pretty far ahead in everything. And that's that. So we were on turn 381. 381. And that's that for game 1.